Hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome. Welcome to this, our grand finale. The last time we will be battling Strahd, either because we have been successful, or something else happens. So, I'm very happy that all of you are here with us, and all of these lovely players are here with us. It is an absolute pleasure to have you all along for the ride, always and whenever you can. So a massive thank you to everyone who's already here. Thamior and Charlie and Kyra and Spinner and Alicia. Thank you so much. Yeah. And everyone else who's looking around as well. It's an absolute joy to have you here. Oh yeah, look at that. Thank you, Alicia. I don't know, it does that every time I do the hard reset. Sneaks. It's okay. It's not on the sound set for today. I'm just going to leave it there for a second because, let me say a massive thank you to the wonderful folks at Sirenscape. As you can see, this is their rather snazzy, nice user interface that you can see. Look, I'm going to make wolf howls. Like... It's too quiet.
I'm not hearing that.
They're very far away.
I know, the music's very noisy. Okay, but they're getting closer. Thank you for that inspiration for Lady Vanta from one Firemore, aka Tolm, aka Joshua. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So yes, a massive thank you to Sirenscape, who are going to be supplying a very large amount of sound effects and music. Most of the music for tonight, actually. I'm going purist. And this is our final do thing here, as we are jumping into this grand finale here. And also, massive thank you to the YouTube channels that we love, and also the fabulous Patreon of Will Savino. Wow, of Will Savino. As you can check them all out if you head on over to our VODs on YouTube or follow us on Twitch for little bits and bobs going on there. Exciting news from that lovely fellow on Patreon, Will Savino. He is going to come and play in a game with us. I was chatting with him on the Discord. And
That's amazing.
I'm sick of just saying his name out loud. I'm going to have to say hello to him in person at the table, as it were. Yeah. Not in person, through the screen.
That's awesome.
But let me quickly shout out those socials there. Head on over to the YouTube VODs for any of the links that you would so desire, be they music or otherwise, or all for the fabulous artist. Fabulous artist. Who could our fabulous artist be for Curse of Strahd and Rime of the Frostmaiden? It's that girl in the corner! She ran away. Too slow. The fabulous Emma City Art is our artist for three of these fabulous character portraits that you see before you, and is working on two more at the moment. One for Rime of the Frostmaiden, and one more, which you might be a little more clued into by the end of this evening. Now, I'm just going to keep moving on, and as we roll on through here, let us jump right into things, as I am very excited to get going. We were travelling back from Argon Vostholt, where you had claimed the hilt of the Sun Sword. You then, after briefly visiting the tower on Lake Baratok, went up to the village of Kresk. There you met with Sergei's ghost in the sacred pool, the brother of Count Strahd von Zarevich that he murdered and drank the blood of on his wedding day, no less, so that he may become a vampire for his love, Tatiana. But Tatiana hurled herself from the castle top and plummeted all the way down the pillar rock to her death. And Strahd, in his anger, was killed by the castle guards, but that was what was needed to seal the deal and become a full vampire. And he rose and got his bloody vengeance on all of those in the castle walls, and has been ruling his tyrannical rule over this vale of Borovia since that blood-soaked day. And he's been enticing groups of adventurers. Some famous groups of adventurers. A certain Minsk and a little tiny miniature giant space hunter named Boo have passed through this vale, as well as various others. Mr. Volothamp. Gerard Volo, sorry.
If we succeed, we are better than Minsk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Considering he is at the moment petrified, but everyone thinks he's a statue. Yeah, you're doing much better.
Excellent.
Anyway, you arrived here, as so many have before you, but determined not to become one of that parade, the parade of ghosts that leaves the churchyard of Borovia, the little town of Borovia, and marches up to the city gates of Castle Ravenloft. The castle gates of Castle Ravenloft every night. You, determined not to become part of that parade, have been battling against Strahd and his minions, for he is the land and has control over all living things and the land and the weather itself here in this vale. You have been working hard, with various ups and downs along the way. I won't go into all of it because there's a lot of it, and the VODs are on YouTube, as mentioned before. Do feel free. I can't wait till I'm in my more old age than I already am, and I can look back on all of these adventures that we've had. Great fun. Sat on my porch with the equivalent of an iPad in that whatever age that is, and look back because
it's
YouTube.
embedded in your brain.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Like on your wrist.
And we will get to enjoy that, but as you can, at your leisure, if you head on over to the YouTube channel there. Now, you, as I said, got the magic from Sergei, the spirit of Sergei, to empower the Sun's Sword. That was the last item, along with the ally that was foretold as the Burgomaster of Kresk, the werewolf Burgomaster, joined forces with you as well, and promised to lend his poor hand in the proceedings that are going to unfold today. Making your way back towards the tower to have a well-deserved rest, something strange happened. The forest seemed to shift. You became unaware and lost in your surroundings, and you ended up at a crossroads. Crossroads with the gallows, where you've been before. And you were attacked by strange, spider-like creatures, monsters, aberrations created from the spider silk of the various arachnid friends of Strahd throughout this valley. But you bested them with the help of some rather kick-ass, with their own kick-ass soundtrack, which Twitch didn't flag. Thank you very much, Twitch. YouTube did, but it doesn't matter on YouTube. You had their help and the banging soundtrack that went along with them in the fight against these creatures. And you are now with them, traveling back. And it seems the forests have twisted again. It seems some kind of illusion that was going on here, because you are not all the way over by Madame Eva's camp, where this crossroads is. And you find yourself back in sight of the little promontory sticking out into the lake. And the... what's the word I'm looking for? The safe haven that is the Wizard's Tower out in Lake Baratok. And that is where we will join all of you after we've heard who you are, who you're playing, and where you are at, which we will hear after this. Welcome back, everybody, and a massive thank you to Patch of Quest Junkies UK for that wonderful, wonderful intro. Now, as we continue here, let us say a big hi hello to these wonderful people here. Who are you? Who are you playing? And where are they at Krigathy?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Colby. I'm playing our Swarmkeeper Arakaka Ranger Krig. He's a little bit shaken up after the fight with the lunar echidnas.
That's it, yep.
Yes. But not the strangest thing he's ever seen. So, and he's just kind of zen, kind of preparing himself for
Deep breathing.
the next big battle.
Deep breathing. Okay, thank you very much. And a massive hello to CZRPG. Welcome, sir. A pleasure to have you here. And we are very excited about what is coming next month. Okay, but before that, we are very excited about tonight. Esmeralda, aren't we?
Yes, we are very excited. Hello, my name is Marin, and I am excited, and I am also playing Esmeralda Debonair, the blazing and battlemaster of Destiny Born. Where is she at right now? Kind of like Craig, she knows things are coming to a head. She knows that, either today or tomorrow is when they will win or they will die. So she's kind of...
One of those.
Again. So she's already died once, so she's okay with that, but
True.
she really would prefer not to have it happen again. So she's just focusing in on the goal.
Eyes on the prize. Eyes on the
Eyes on the
prize. All right. Thank you very, very much. And so I'm just canoodling. No, I'm not canoodling at all. I'm faffing with things over here. Sorry, excuse me. Oh,
of course.
Inappropriate DM behavior. Okay, and Xenicus, if you would.
Yes, I'm Michael. I play Xenicus, the Eladrin Blood Hunter, Order of the Lycan. So he is one of 50 million werewolves in
Hey,
this
Michael,
campaign.
Michael.
Yeah.
I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Ow.
Sorry, I just thought of that.
Yes, I mean, he is he's in a bad place right now. One of his best friends and kind of person that's really cared for him so much has turned into a werewolf and has run into the forest. He's about to die, but
We didn't know
he's
that.
building a small band of children werewolves with Keith Moon called the Awu. So the
Awu.
Awu. So I mean, he's got that going for himself.
Cheers, Josh. Okay, thank you very much.
Don't encourage it.
Last but not least, a rather key component of tonight's session, Lady Vanta Blackspire.
Hello. Yes. Hello, my name is Emma, and I'm playing the Twilight Cleric, a really high elf, Vanta Blackspire. Up until this point, Vanta has been
Sorry.
gunning for preserving.
Sorry, for Arini, I just heard a really high elf who's just like stoned as fuck. Just like,
A really high
Explain a
elf
lot.
who's on
Explain a
some
lot.
It's like Warhammer all over again. The high elves.
of
they're
the
all-
devil's lettuce. I don't know if you're allowed to say that on Twitch. But
sorry,
anyway.
excuse me.
Sorry, some of Bahamut's lettuce or whatever.
legal in a
But-
lot of places now. It's fine.
Bahamut's bay leaf.
Pokemon.
Switch
That's what we never knew we
protests.
needed.
Switch.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so a really high elf. She has been gunning for the preservation of Strahd's soul by tearing it from his flesh form and putting it inside of a little Strahd puppet, which would be really useful to her order.
As you do.
But to be honest, she just wants Strahd to be stuck with her for all eternity in this prison. So
Question about that: is it like she wants him to be stuck for punishment for him, or for ha 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 that'll be funny for Vanta?
both.
Excellent.
She has learned what a joke is over the
And that
course of the
makes
campaign. I think it's a very good one.
Yes, although I'm not sure about whether being stuck with you is the punishment or being stuck with his parents will be the punishment. We'll see.
Oh god.
Hey,
Oh,
all
true.
of them.
Mom and Dad.
It's a layer cake. It's a rainbow layer cake.
Centuries of pent-up gripes to be had. Okay, thank you all very, very much. And as you roll across this scene, I see you rolling. As the phrase goes. And sorry, I was about to change soundscape and I realised I had to close it because it was in plain view. I had to hide the secret things. So, bear with me for just a moment. Yes, that's right, I'm going to tell Strahd's mum. A massive thank you to everyone joining us here. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Thank you so much. I hope that you're all having a great week. And we are diving right into our finale here. So, let's just switch this up a bit. Now, as you roll across the causeway to the tower on Lake Baratok, you are in quite the quite the group now. There's a lot of you with all of the Vistani
Parade.
wagons as well. Yeah, and you are making your way across here, and you see the others waiting for you anxiously outside the tower, wondering if you're all okay, what has befallen you in your time away from the tower, as you took rather longer than they had expected to get back. And is there anything you would like to say or do or prepare before things all kick off?
I think Vanta will just kind of like say to the others, so just don't forget there's 8 steps to this ceremony, and it starts with opening the tomb. Once we open the tomb, there's no going back. And just mentally prepare yourselves for everything that entails. And you kind of sound like she's kind of like also trying to like mentally prepare herself just by telling you how it goes. If you see lots of spectral, shadowy ravens, do not be confused. If I submerge myself into a grave, don't be confused. If you taste kind of grave dirt in your mouths, it's just normal.
Why will we be throwing grave dirt into our mouths?
Sorry, Alicia.
Is this part of the ritual we should know about?
It's
Aylin, genius.
Well, I would just recommend it as something to help encourage the ritual. It does kind of call for followers of the Raven Queen to be present, to sort of chant and pray, to encourage the progression. But seeing as you guys are, let's say, unfaithful to the Raven Queen, I would suggest just eating some grave dirt as an offering, or chewing on a bone.
Whatever it takes.
I mean, the chewing on the bone's fine. I'm good with that.
He's got like
I
5 in
would
his back
recommend that
pocket.
one too. Yeah.
Which one do you want?
You're doing it right now.
Got bones for days.
Got it.
Not a giant one, but just look at that. I think I could do that.
I'll just like open a pouch at my side and just hand everyone a handful of grave dirt and mixed animal bones. Just like, have that, just here you go.
It's a Raven Queen trail mix.
Smush it into like a cake. Yeah.
We're just like holding it in our hands, like, what do we do with it?
It's right, it's seasoning for the pocket bacon.
I'm gonna say put it in the pocket just so we've got pocket sand for emergencies.
Perfect.
Pocket sand!
Okay, thank you everybody. An interesting thing happens. As you arrive and everyone is being very busy, quite a lot of nervous energy in the group as everyone knows what is about to happen. And Madame Ava is being helped down from her wagon by Sophia, the girl that Vanta converted to the Raven Queen's religion. And no sooner has Madame Eva set foot on the spongy ground outside the tower here, she steps back and she's like, everyone, Sophia will speak again. And you see the Vistani kind of look kind of reverently and kind of gather around Sophia and Madame Eva. What do you do?
I listen closely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
An
same.
idea of what's going on?
You move
Try and
over.
get a good view.
And as you do, Xennicus, you get a very good view because you see Sophia rise up in the air, her hands out like outstretched wings, her black shawl draped off her arms like so many feathers, and her hair starts to waft around her in the air as if she was suspended underwater. And she opens her eyes, which are both jet black, and opens her mouth and speaks. The hour is near. Today is the day. This will all end one way or the other. Deliver my priestess to the castle. Keep her safe, that this connection may be made whole. This veil shall be taken from him and delivered unto me. She stops speaking. Does not scream like the Harry Potter girl illusion. Slowly descends to the ground, where a couple of the Vistani grab her and support her as she looks very weakened. Madame Eva turns around, just like beaming ear to ear. Neat trick, isn't it?
Fanta,
Yes.
you seem very calm for what just happened.
This is something of what I expected to see, actually.
Your god communicating with you directly? Oh.
The Raven Queen. She guides me. She sees what we are doing and it is right. I have never been more certain of what we need to do than I am now.
That's very certain.
Certainly a good
I want to
sign,
approach.
because until this point she has been detached from you, Vanzer, and cut off from this place.
I want to approach Sophia and I want to say, what was it like? How close was she?
Oh, I'm afraid, dear, and Madame Eva comes kind of hobbling over. I'm afraid she doesn't remember. She is a vessel, much like your vessels. But thanks to you, your queen has a foothold. A new convert, the first converted to her religion, inside the veil.
The first of many. Yes.
Now, Lawrence. Let's hope we're all here to see it.
Madam Ava, do you have any words for us?
Yes.
Or stakes.
Have you got all the things I asked?
Yes.
Pull out the hilt.
Well then, you're as prepared as you'll ever be.
It's time.
I hope that's true.
I have read the cards for many adventurers, and all of them have ended up in the parade. But you... 4? What the 5 of you?
There were.
Most of you 5 will definitely not end up in the parade. I'm sure of it.
Are we the furthest? Got the furthest?
Yes.
Well, we seem to have at least broken the cycle that Irina was in. I
That's
think
true.
if we don't complete this, nobody will.
Nobody's done that before. So, Strahd has never been this angry before.
I suppose that's a
The
compliment.
Raven Queen saw this coming. She knew that we would get this far. it is by her grace that we continue onwards.
All hail that cup of tea that Iamaris has for me. Thank you, dear. He nods. Madam Eva. It is a pleasure.
I get this image that everyone's now just like awkwardly looking at us, like, well, we'll get on with
And she's
it.
just like,
Like, we'll get on with it. Come on, guys.
Off we go. I
Everyone-
want
Can we
to.
rest first?
Everyone
Yeah.
has. Well, you have already
Yeah.
had a short rest on the journey. Agilitized.
Let's have a look. Yeah. I think that Vanta will just go to Sophia, and I think she's got a like a prayer book for the Raven Queen, and some like offerings. And I think she will just kind of will have during the sort of the break that they had, have prepared Sophia, with like some like prayers, like their basic teachings, so that if anything happened, she could potentially take up the torch. But that's it.
Noted.
I'm going to use like all of my hit dice.
Yes.
same.
This is the time.
How's everyone looking?
Pretty bad.
Not good.
Pretty
Wait, that doesn't seem right.
terrible.
6.
Like, I thought this was a thing where we were
Let's see,
doing
yeah.
it tomorrow, but if we're doing it today, then yeah, a lot of hit dice must be spent.
Well, if you think a long rest would be a good idea, then that could happen.
21.
It's worth doing properly.
I think it probably is,
Yeah.
if I'm being
Okay.
completely honest.
I'm down to
I reckon, yeah.
very low.
Okay. You. And I want to get into the thick of things here, so I'm going to breeze over this, but it is not a good night's rest. It counts as a long rest, but it's not a good night's rest because there are too many of you to fit in the tower, and those outside are constantly assailed from the forest. There is a continuous barrage of wolf folk, zombies, and more of those lunar kidneys and the like. But the position here being very defensible is nice. There was one particularly nasty moment when a bunch of zombies came up out of the lake from the far side, where they weren't expecting, and that was a bit touch and go for a moment. But you do manage, after fitful dreams and the sound of combat and screams and growls and uhs throughout the evening, do manage to scrape yourselves at long rest, and you may all take the benefits of said
Ugh.
long rest.
Before we leave, because something I mentioned for last time, but Rarity, does MRS have any spells or anything that he can cast on us that would have a lasting effect? That could potentially, at least, even if it is something, it would kind of vanish soon, but it's something that could at least give us a little edge at the beginning to kind of help us get there or survive anything. Because he is quite a very good spellcaster.
Is there
Amaris?
anything
I'm
you
just
can
coming
do
with you, so you'll
for
still
us?
keep
Oh,
his stuff.
Yeah.
He was staying here, so
No, he's coming
Okay.
with. Yeah, that's the whole reason he came here, is to destroy Strahd.
I with the whole idea of us having an ally that we were getting with the Burgomaster thing, I thought it was okay, he's the only one who comes with us. So,
Right.
but no, okay, if Ermas is coming with us as well, then no problem.
Yeah. Let me have a look if there's anything that would make sense to cast now. Pre jollies. So, disclaimer: the DM's view of what is fun may be different from yours.
I will be right back.
Aha! I banished Krieg. Iamaris polymorphs Krieg into
I
a
say, I hope-
mouse.
I hope you don't cast a banish spell. I don't think we've got much to deal with that.
No, it's only a minute. It's got Dispel Evil and Good.
Yeah.
Death Ward.
That will be very useful later.
Maybe
That would
Vanta.
be.
Depending on how long it lasts, though, that could be very useful.
It's 8 hours.
8 hours, then I would suggest that he puts that on Fanta.
Indeed. He's like, Lady Blackspire, would you allow?
Yes.
Is it okay with your faith? When is your time to meet your queen? Is it not your time?
I think Vanta just kind of like half-heartedly says yes, and then sort of just like,
But if you cast a spell, then it wouldn't be her time. And if it's not her time, then it's not her time.
I think there will come a point where it is out of my hands.
I mean, I'm fine with it if you are. By the way, everyone, IMRS is our Van Rix.
For now.
Okay. So yeah, he does take the moment to cast that spell. So you, the first time you would drop to 0 hit points, you instead drop to 1.
Vanta just says, "This is not changing my fate. This is giving you a chance.
Yes.
But everyone, I want it to be clear that you know my wishes." Yes.
Right. Well then, if everyone's okay, shall we? And then just silhouetted in the door against the damp morning mist outside, there is a hunched, cowled figure. Yes, shall we? Yes, Madam Eva.
Are you coming?
Of course.
We're glad to have you.
Indeed. Pleasant surprise.
We shall be travelling as far as the gates and make sure nothing is coming after you in the castle.
I mean, that's
Thank you.
I'm going to be riding this fine horse. She vaults up onto the back of Maxine.
Yes.
To be
the
my
power.
utmost
That's what
pleasure,
Skeptics
Madame
do.
Eva. Did
Yay.
I say Mademoiselle Eva? Yes, I'm yours. That's you. Set off. As you head out in a big entourage, the Starny wagons travelling with you, it is not long before this is noticed. And you see eyes in the trees, off in the tree line. But eyes much like those that you saw when you were going to Argynvostholt. Not ones that came after you, ones that followed you, ones that dashed off after Asara when she changed into her werewolf form. And Vanta, you've got the best passive perception. And you're travelling, I think, with Madame Eva and Sophia. You notice Madame Eva spots those eyes in the forest, as you've seen before. And she has a bonnet on. And she tugs at the peak of the bonnet, as if in salute, and nods a little towards those eyes.
You have a friend.
I think if we're
the
lucky,
woods.
we're all going to have some extra friends today.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Then the eyes disappear and scamper up the nearest tree as you hear growls and crashes through the undergrowth, and the Vistani instinctively spur the horses forward, and Esmeralda, you encourage your ethereal horses to keep up as wolves and Luna Kidna come charging out of the Svardic woods towards all of you. They fall in from the back, from the sides, Luna Kidna scuttling through the trees, those strange spider silk limbs making easy work of the turkey climb, and they are coming towards you. Vanta, on your journey here, you know you need to prepare the vessel. You need to prepare your case that we can see on your hip there, next to your own fantastic art. You need to prepare it to welcome another soul, big and large, which is the symbol of Ravenkind as well.
Cool.
And you need to concentrate on this and prepare it and do the proper prayers and rites be spoken over it. So, your friends.
Oh,
need-
is this not happening in the Is this not happening in the Mothers too?
The ceremony itself is,
Because Van
yes.
Yeah. Okay. The 8 steps is for this.
Yes.
I prepared that for the Mothers too.
Yeah, the 8 steps of the Mother's Tomb. The preparation to do the ceremony is starting now.
Oh.
So the preparation of the box and the
Oh,
doll.
I did something very different. Okay. The doll. Okay, I can. I'll mix it up.
Okay.
This will work. Yeah. Cool.
So,
Okay.
you're preparing the box now, okay? As we're traveling here, and Sophia is helping you.
Okay.
And Krieg, Esmeralda, Xenicus, we have a rather interesting mechanic which I have dreamt up for today. The DC for Vanta to complete each step of this preparation and ritual is rather high because of the strenuous circumstances under which she is trying to conduct the ceremony.
Okay.
Each step of the way, you will be accosted by minions of Strahd, and then finally by Strahd himself in the catacombs of Castle Ravenloft. You need to use your skills, use your abilities in a skill challenge type way, and for each of you that is successful, that will take 2 off the DC for Vanta, which will happen at the end of the round, as it were. If all 3 of you are successful, that will be -6, and Vanta will have advantage.
Wow.
Please give
Don't
it to
screw
me.
it up, guys.
So, Krieg. I'm just going round the thing from me. It is pretty high power.
Sure. So have we established previously that spell use counts during these challenges, or is this different?
No, this is just if you are willing to sacrifice a spell slot at this stage, that is an automatic success.
I am.
What do you do?
I am going to cast web
Welcome, Chad.
along, like, across the path behind us. It's a 20-foot cube
Oh, what? Sorry.
of web.
All right, thank you. Okay. As you do that, yes, you leap up on the back of Esmeralda's wagon. How do you cast this? How does it look? Come on, let's get. This is our last chance to enjoy this, so let's jump in it.
For this time, Krieg is going to kind of arch his wings up, and along the tip of the wings, he has the fey bugs that have turned into spiders, and the web kind of sprays from one side to the other.
Nice. Okay. Yes. So your fey bugs, your rangers, companions, spread out this webbing suddenly behind you, and a large number of the dire wolves and wolves that are chasing roar in anger as they are ensnared. Unfortunately, the Luna Kidna are not stopped in any way by this webbing, and they scatter around it right at home, some of them taking some of it with them to add to their bodies as they keep coming. Esmeralda, what do you do?
Esmeralda is probably going to climb up on top of the wagon with Krieg.
Yeah, there are Vistani that can take over for you.
Yep. I assume they know how to drive wagons.
Yes.
And she's going to try and intimidate them into, being hesitant sort of thing.
Fantastic.
Um,
Okay.
So she's gonna be up there, hair's whipping in the wind, and the mist that comes seems to follow her around everywhere these days. Sort of seems to be rolling up in waves. She's trying to stare at the forest. Her eyes are bright white. She's got her sword in one hand, and she's holding her firebolt ready to go in the other. She's just like daring anyone to get closer.
All right. So roll me an intimidation check.
Okie dokie. 20.
Sorry again?
Dirty 20.
Nice. Okay, yes. The fire reflects in all of the eyes of these wolves and creatures chasing you. And the Luna Kidna that were unaffected by the web spell seem to be rather terrified of the flames burning in your hands and their spider silk bodies looking rather delicate as they do. And they do quail somewhat and hold back from the closing in the distance as your wagons barrel through the Svarlik woods. At this point, you have got 2 successes, and you emerge from the woods, and you find yourselves tearing along the road towards Vallaki, the town of Vallaki. The guards hail, "Who goes there? Oh, guards, no! Get away! Go away! You're not welcome!" And just you hear the thump, thump, thump of bolts and crossbeams and everything being piled onto things, and then there's a shriek as a bunch of halberds come out between the bars of the gates, and they see you being chased by all these fearsome creatures, and they're like waving around the walls, like, go around! And everyone's like aiming. And a bunch of them do take pot shots at the beast, not at you guys, at the wolves and the Luna Kidna, and they do actually fell, a few of them. They're still up on the high from that wolf jamboree they had. They've still got their eyes in there, and you go barreling past Vallaki there, and yes.
I was going to say, because I got the impression that when I was sitting next to Ez at the front with the carriage, as she just jumped like off and just like threw the reins at me, and I'm just like,
Pretty much.
and then all of a sudden like Valaki's like going, like, go around. So I'm going to try and use my tracking skills of survival to try and find a path around through, because there's no path around Vallaki, it's going through woods, and I'm trying to find a path. So I'm going to try and do that.
Yeah, there is an area cleared between the walls and the woods, but there's like nasty tree stumps and stuff all around. It wasn't like uprooted. Okay.
So I'm going to try that.
Go for it.
That is a 19.
Fantastic. Okay. Yes, you very expertly spy the route that you need to be taking, and the other Vistani and others all keep their eyes on you and follow your lead, and your wagons go careening around the walls of Vallaki, and you go charging past. As you do, you hear the guards shouting up on that far gate. Actually, let's go over to the map here. Sorry. See just where we're charging on through. Sorry, folks. Denying you your bird's eye view of the surrounding countryside. Give it a moment to load in. I had preloaded all of these maps until... Oh, that's pretty fast. Thank you. Okay, so here you are. You are here at Vallaki, just charging along there. Yes, as you see, this Svarlik road just goes straight through town. But you managed to careen around the outskirts of the wall and avoid all of the major dangers and things that are potentially going to block you and stop you. And you see a couple of wolves are getting very close. But as you get round to the eastern side of the town, you hear the guards like, "Oh, what are you doing? You can't be up! Oh no, come on!" And a couple of dire wolves that were coming right at you suddenly pitch forward and tumble over with crossbow bolts sticking out of their skulls, and you see a pair of very gay wolf hunters on the walls of Vallaki raising their crossbows like, "Go! For all of Borovia!
Hey, wolf hunters! Hey, wolf hunters! I love them.
For Borovia and my husband!" That's my canoodling. You're always canoodling. It's gonna get
For
canoodling.
Borovia and gay rights!
And yes, Soldarovich, and crap! It's been so long. What's the other guy's name?
Yevgeny.
Yevgeny. Thank you. Too many
I could
emphases.
never forget.
Oh, thank you. So yes, both of them are very jubilant as you go careening past on your way, and you carry on round, going up onto 2 wheels as you go around that rather pitched corner up the hill. Xenicus, I think you just kind of spits in contempt towards the old bone grinder as you go flying past. And you're slightly concerned about how this would play out, but you do see the gates of Borovia, those massive looming gates, are open. It seems
Is there a creepy headless horseman on the road?
Not this time, but it seems that the count
horrifying.
up in the castle may want you to become a visiting, and as you go through the massive gates and you hear them crash close behind the last Vistani wagon behind you. A lot of the wolves and creatures are cut off, although a bunch of the Luna Kidna scuttle up and over the structure and drop down behind you and are coming along behind you as you make your way onto that more cobbled, that more developed road that leads up towards the Pillar Rock and the castle that we can see in the southeast corner there. And as you approach with crashes of thunder and lightning lighting up the sky, as you once more find yourself charging towards the castle that last time we were here you were charging away from as quickly as possible, as you find yourself also chased by wolves in that case, and you find yourselves approaching the towers on this side of the yawning chasm that stands between you and the castle. But you do see the drawbridge is down. As I said, Strahd seems to be keen to have some visitors. And as you make your way towards the walls, Madame Ava shouts out, "Come on then, all of you, onto Esmeralda's wagon. We will stop here and stop those things."
This is how you get in, so please don't blow it up while I'm away.
No, she's saying to all of you to get onto Esmeralda's. So all of you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Krieg.
I was like, are we walking the rest of the way?
So Krieg, you flap your wings and skip over onto the Esmeralda's there. Xenicus is already there. Vanta is helped over. Like a Vistani. Vistani just kind of like bodily hurls you over. Okay. Madam Eva bodily hurls you over. Like, there you go. Surprisingly strong.
It's like in the Emperor's New Groove where that guy gets thrown out the window. It's like, ah!
She's got them Taroko reading muscles. Dealing with cards.
Just subtly says to her, "Don't tell the elf."
Oh, Janessa, thank you so much. Good to see you. And as the wagons skids to a halt, and all of the Vistani raise up and draw crossbows and short bows and knives and cutlasses, and one of them has a frying pan, you see the Luna Kidna and the few remaining wolves come charging towards them, and they meet their foes. But you are successful. Lady Vanta, I need you to make a religion check, please.
Ooh. Maybe you've got advantage.
Yes, you do.
I have advantage.
You do.
Religion. Okay. It's not bad. Even better, 19.
Okay. Your rites and prayers are successful, and the vessel is prepared. Yes, please.
I was just gonna say, Vanta, in preparing the vessel, Vanta has, using kind of like grave dirt, she's like painted some runes on the outside of the box. She's made the space. She's painted similar runes on the feet of both of the puppets, the Strahd puppets. John, just for your reference, you probably won't have time to look at it. I have sent you the 8 steps just then because I realised I never did.
It's okay.
It's pretty straightforward stuff. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. But she has those ready to go now. You see that there is like an unnatural shadow kind of like clinging to Vanta, clinging to the box, as though she's got like down lighting on her where she didn't before. And she usually has like a kind of like indeterminate sense of her age around her, and more so now than ever. Never more than now. You just cannot. She's inscrutable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, as you finish up the rites there, Esmeralda's carriage clatters across the drawbridge beneath the mouldering portcullis hanging ponderously above the archway into the castle proper. And as you do, the windows of the towers on the keep erupt in scuttling forms. And something that you've seen before, Lady Vanta, a great deal of which you destroyed before. You see the various vampire spawn that Strahd has created come scuttling across the walls of the castle. down towards the courtyard, closing in on where you are cluttering to a halt in the courtyard. You see the doorways with the enticing illumination from within, the warm light of the castle's interior beckoning so close, but all of these vampire spawn are coming, scuttling and hissing towards you, remembering what you did that day, that evening, as you unleashed the light of the symbol of Ravenkind upon them all. And you, Lady Vanta.
Can I do it again?
I wish you could, but I'm afraid you have a puppet to prepare, as you pull the Strahd puppet from your satchel. Crick, what do you do?
No.
Okay.
Step 2. Not of the 8, we're not in the 8 steps yet.
No,
Yeah.
no. Okay, so what I would like to do is, shoot. I'm between two things.
Shoot.
Can we?
Yeah, both.
We can't. No. We're trying not to reuse skills. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So as the vampire spawn are kind of pouring out of the windows and they're closing in on us, I'd like to try to use maybe perception to see if there's any one way that is a little thinner.
Bottleneck.
There are less vampire spawn in any one direction that we could maybe barrel through.
Noted. Okay, yeah, make the roll. Be gone or die. Make a choice.
24.
Oh, fantastic. Yes. You do see one section of the wall doesn't have windows large enough for them to come emerging out of. So there is a section there where there are less of them, having just gathered from other areas. And you do think if you head in that direction, you have a better chance of getting through, as you all kind of form up around Vanta with Ayamaris and with the Burgomaster of Kresk with you as well. Okay, not yet changed into his werewolf form. He is still just with you at the moment, but you are making your way towards the door in a fairly robust-looking way. And yeah, I'm going to say actually with that status check was so successful, you do actually manage to punch through. You know, you're swinging your swords and cutting down the vampire spawn as they come towards you, using cantrips and the like to attack them. You do cut your way through and manage to focus your fire, as it were, on these, the smaller group, and make your way and punch your way through to the main hall. But I'm afraid there's no respite as you see Strahd's butler, for want of a better word, Rahadin, with the screams of all those he has killed before, screaming in forever perpetual torment as he comes gracefully down the stairs with vampire spawn scuttling to his left and right like a tide down the carpeted stairs. I see. We are going to have to do this ourselves.
Oh, no.
Everyone, for the count! And he just gestures with his blade towards you, and the vampire spawn surge down the stairs across the carpeted entranceway, Esmeralda.
I'm guessing stealth is currently out of the question.
I was going to ask if
Yeah.
I could go.
Yeah.
So,
Because
Can
can
I-
I go?
sure.
If you
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
got an
order.
idea, because like if they're all coming at us,
Is
the
that okay,
idea
Maren?
of like
That's fine,
It's
yeah,
okay.
go for it.
because I got this like with him saying like that kind of like challenge of like all of us and him like pushing forward. I'm not sure what check you think would be best with this, but I actually want to use the sword as they all come rushing at us to blast out a big beam of like pure sunlight
Absolutely.
and kind of like
Yeah.
kind of create
That's
like
really cool.
kind of like a barrier, like a kind of shield of light around us as we push forward and kind of keep the small ones off us. I'm guessing he won't be enough, but I'm pretty sure Esmeralda can take him. So I'm going to be using the sword of light as we push forward to kind of hold off all those little ones.
Okay. Noted. Okay, so
do
yeah,
I-
you see this coming towards you, and you make the dash across the hallway, and you remember there is that long, very paranoia-inducing hallway with the statues along the sides, which was actually nothing at all. And you, Xenicus, you find the perfect spot for this, because you remember at the end of that corridor is a chapel to the Morning Lord, he of sunlight, Lathander himself. And as you charge down, you fling open the doors to that chapel, where Vanta got herself a rather mean-looking mace. And you fling open the doors and spin, and as you do, you ignite the sword, your lightsaber, and as you do that, the light seems magnified in this holy place, connected to the Morning Lord himself, and the power of Lathander streams from the altar itself and shines through the sun sword. Make me a let's see.
Religion? I can do religion.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, what would it be? Yeah, I think I would.
One of my best ones. I don't know why, but religion's one of my best rolls.
Yeah, look at that.
That's
For like this
fun.
particular
Why not?
reason.
Yeah, for
Monster
this
Hunter
exact
training.
moment. That's it. Yeah. 16 wasn't great.
A 16? Okay. I see. Thank you.
That didn't sound good. That didn't sound good.
No, that was a vampire spawn bathed in the light of the thunder. Don't worry. Like, no. As they get caught in this sunlight that is issuing forth, and I think at this point, this is the first time you've used it properly since being gifted it by Sergei, and Sergei's wrath is still fresh in the blade. And also, you remember how much this blade, the sentient blade, wants to destroy Strahd, and all of that combined together fills that corridor, that choke point, with this sunlight. And the vampire spawn, whilst not destroyed by that roll, I'm afraid, are turned back and halted somewhat. But as they flinch and turn away from the bright lights, one does not. Despite being a drow, an Uda drow at that, Rahadin strides towards you, squinting, and one hand up, sheltering him from the righteous sunlight of Xenicus's fury. But which is a sentence I felt like saying in the spur of the moment.
Xenicus's fury.
And as he does so, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and with a swing of an unsheathed weapon, a blade singer wizard steps past. Esmeralda, what do you do as Rahadin steps towards you?
What do I do?
I honestly thought you would be more capable with him than I would be. That's why I said, can I go first?
Sorry, you hesitated too long. Okay, Rahadin beheads Esmeralda. We carry on.
Bye.
Oh, wait, she just puts it back on and continues. She's undead.
Yeah.
I even bleed. I don't know.
Roll the Dark Souls you died screen.
Right.
Can I try to lie to him? Make him stop, or is he like hell bent on swinging his sword around?
What do you want to do? Tell me.
She'll go up and she'll look him in the eyes as much as she can and say, "You mistake our presence here. We both know why we're here, but clearly Strahd has not told you." Wait a second. Shit.
Why do you have that picture? Why
No,
do you
I
have
had it in
that
my head
picture?
before, but I can't think what I was gonna say.
That is too perfect. Oh my
Wait, John,
God.
why do you have that picture?
It was shared with me
Wait,
a
what?
while ago, a long time ago.
What picture?
Baron didn't see it.
I did not see it.
It was the Dark Souls you died with Michael holding it.
Did that to
There you go.
the chat for afterwards.
Okay. I haven't played it, so
How did you
he's about right. No. Scratch that. Can we investigate the chapel and see if there's anything in here that we can use against him instead, like a mirror to shine extra light on him, or
In
Or another mace.
in the corridor or in the chapel?
in the chapel?
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Yep.
Now remember, guys, you have inspiration from chat as well on your rolls. You can
Yeah,
use it
I
on your
forgot
rolls.
about it.
Yeah.
Right, so but
Fortunately, I rolled a 23.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find a cool animated picture for chat to enjoy while we're doing this. Let's use this. Big shout outs to James's RPG art. It's not nighttime, but I kind of guess it's kind of mostly like this all the time.
Ooh, that's so cool.
Okay, so here we are, Castle Ravenloft. And, okay, with that rather impressive investigation check, Esmeralda, you find a large chunk of broken stained glass of one of the old, one of the old windows in the back of the chapel here, and you go sprinting over, whisk it up without cutting your fingers. Well done. And you go sprinting over, and you go do that power slide, like rock guitar power slide next to Xenicus and hold it up, and the perfect
the hamstring.
like over a 20, like that's a really good roll. So with the perfect bit of glass that you found here, and it just focuses down that laser
I have
precision.
the Death Star. I got lightsaber. She's got a Death Star. It's so good.
Now witness the power of this fully operational sun sword.
Unlimited power.
And you focus it towards Rahadin, and it strikes him square in the face, and he howls in anger and pain and twists away, and you see almost like a wisp of smoke as he's clearly been very badly burned by this attack. And you cast it quickly aside, and you're like, go, now! And you all run towards the spiral stairs that lead from this chapel down towards the catacombs.
Question.
Yes,
Do I have time to cast a cantrip?
of course.
Then I will cast Prestidigitation and put the mark of the thunder right on his forehead as you run away.
Rude. Okay.
Bye!
Notes it. And,
It lasts for an hour.
and you make your way, clattering down the stairs. Lady Vanta,
Yes.
I need a religion roll, please. With advantage.
Do I get
With
advantage?
yes, your friends are being rather boss about all of this.
Oh, I succeeded. Nice.
Oh, 24 and
Jamal?
natural 20.
Yes!
A natural
Yes!
20.
25.
I know one person who has an emote that he can use right now, or they can use right now. Jamal, you have a natural 20. Phoenix, let him fly, and thank you for the subscription. Okay, yes, folks, if you got him, let him fly. Rah. And I thought that was Emma shouting. It was really clear in the.
Did somebody shout, die!
Of course, if
Die!
someone's shouting, it's going to be
Yes,
me.
they did. Okay, and you go clattering down the stairs, and Lady Vanta, this Strahd puppet is the most prepared it has ever been. As you are very, very much ready to start the ritual once you have access to Madame Ava's prophesized mother's tomb. And
Okay.
you leave the howls and the hisses of the vampire spawn behind you as you drop down here into the catacombs once more. And I think we should come
Vanta will
over.
just say to the others, when I stop praying, eat the grave dirt.
Oh, you were being serious about that.
Okay.
Yes, of course. I'm always being serious.
You mentioned that you'd learned comedy recently, and I just thought you were trying hard, failing.
Hopefully I won't fail at this.
Very true. And as like I say, is she about to start or not yet?
Not yet, just a moment, please. I'm just sorry, I forgot to grab a token for our werewolf friend, our burgomaster friend. I think it's just a straight up werewolf, so I can just grab that. Excuse me, everybody. After that rather dramatic arrival at the castle, take a breather for a moment. Everyone, if you got it, hydrate. Oh, VDA, is it back? Are we okay?
Seems to be okay at the moment.
Let's
Yeah,
reload.
my
Thanks for the heads up.
yeah, thank you very much. Interesting. Werewolf. Were-raven? No, werewolf.
Airwolf?
No, not on your side, I'm afraid.
Don't say that.
I assume I can change the
Like Alchemist?
side. Yes, I can. Okay.
No, it's Airwolf.
I don't know. It sounds like that.
Hello, my computer
Galaxy
died.
Quest theme.
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
Vanta's using spider climb. She's on the walls. You're sideways, by the way, Vanta.
I know. I'm
Parkour.
Oh, I lost her video. I know.
my computer is
Yeah.
It's back now.
That happens.
coming back.
Noted. Okay. So, let me get rid of this, folks. And bring you over to the catacombs. Attempt. Oh, yeah, I can see there's a glimpse of light. Do you see the lights? Do you see the lights?
I'm lost in the
You
void.
might want to move to your left
There you go.
on your camera. You're hiding behind your art.
fully deep in character. Thank you, Lady Dancer.
I'll be on my PC in a second. Hopefully.
Oh, right. So, you find yourselves... Luckily, those steps from the chapel come directly down to that rather wide thoroughfare in the catacombs that leads directly towards where the tombs of Strahd's parents were. Hidden behind, you remember, that curtain of blue, ghostly energy. I think... Was it Craig that tried to walk through?
I definitely he examined it, but I don't know that he tried to walk through it.
Right.
I am now the DM.
No, you're not. Ha! Taking away DM powers.
You win.
There we go. Okay. Right. So, everyone, you arrive here in the catacombs. Lady Vanta, the vessel is prepared. The puppet is prepared. Is there anything you want to say about that preparation as you are running from Rahandin?
I think that Vanta's hair, which is usually like a kind of like warm, like mousy brown, is like in like sort of like almost like turning black. Her skin is kind of waxing slightly. It almost looks like maskish, as she seems to be sort of preparing herself for this ritual. But otherwise, it's much the same.
Noted. By the way,
Sidebar.
I
Have you seen,
can't hear
Oh,
Emma.
have you seen the
Is she
token?
saying things?
Yeah.
What is that
I've
token?
got to find. That's the Burgomaster.
I'm gonna just stop voting in again. It's okay because I can't hear Emma.
Oh no!
What?
What's up?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I heard it the whole time.
Oh, she'll be back. Okay, there we go.
two moments. The
Well,
goblins are in full effect.
Yeah, they're out tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Sidebar. It's been a while since we've been in this situation, but it's real dark in here, and Craig does not have dark vision.
I
However,
don't think I do either.
however,
I don't.
I do have a big ol' firefly familiar that we got
Yes,
out
you
of
do.
Baba Lysaga's.
What?
Yay!
What was the light on that?
I think
mean,
it was like
my
it was the
sword's
same
out.
as a torch, I think.
And then my sword's out, so we have full light.
Okay, what range is it at the moment?
My sword, I put it at max in order to push those guys back.
Which is
So
sorry,
at max, it
Isn't it-
is
40?
30 feet.
Whilst we're dealing with the tech goblins, I'm just gonna go to the roof.
30 feet of pure sunlight.
Ooh.
Not just your any old shabby light.
Alright.
Pure mad mental
So,
sunlight.
30 of both.
Yep. It's whatever it is bright, it's that again dim.
Gotcha. There you go. Does that work for you both?
I can see, yep.
Yep.
Great, okay.
Yes,
Right
we're
now
in
this
business.
place.
Excellent. So yeah, you find yourselves once more at the steps that lead down. Those are descending steps in front of you there, to that barrier of blue light, and then beyond the ethereal lights, you can just about make out more steps descending lower to the room beyond. And Lady Vanta mentioned last time, this is where the Mother's tomb is.
We came here before. If I remember correctly, it was to the northeast of us. Am I correct?
Second, sorry?
I'm going to say Xenacus would remember, but Michael thinks that the tomb was to the northeast of where we are now.
No, it's right in front of you. It's that, but down those
Oh,
steps.
right.
Directly to the to the
Oh,
east.
wow.
I think the
Right
northeastern
there.
one was St. Markovia.
Yeah, there was Saint Mark.
Oh, I'm turned round because we've come down that way instead of going up that way.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Because I remember us going southwest, so that's why I'm like, oh, it must be northeast. But we're not coming out the same way that we came in last time. That's why I was.
All right. So it seems there's a brief respite as you find yourselves once more in these barrel-topped, arched-ceilinged catacombs with all of the various tombs lining up along the walls here, with their stone doors firmly closed, except the one that you can see there next to Esmeralda. As you can see, it's open because that is the one that had Krieg's name on it. And you saw a vision of Krieg's corpse inside. And
Ugh.
then you have arrived once more back here. But this time, a little different to last time. You would say from the consistency of it that the bat's guano is still fully in effect on the floor of this whole area, but you
Went into a farm somewhere.
you cannot see it, which is nice, because there is a thick, ankle-deep rolling mist throughout the entire area. You arrive at the top of those steps. What do you do?
Vanta will just say, "We need to find the tomb."
It's through there, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, then onwards.
Now, is there anything that I can see at a quick glance that I can use to start just piling up to kind of create like not a barricade of sort, but just anything to kind of slow things down, to make them have to jump over something to kind of give us some sort of advantage or anything?
Nothing really. No.
Can we see movement beyond the barrier?
You can only just make out the next set of steps. It's quite thick, the curtain.
And I guess we press on.
Yeah. Just gonna make
Imaris looks at the barrier. He's like, do we have any intelligence on this? What is it?
Can I try and
Can I make an
Can we maybe both try Arcana checks, so I can help you? Or you can help
Please.
me?
Yes.
I think I'll help you because you're probably better with being a wizard.
Okay. So that's advantage then?
Yeah, Vanta will assist you.
So 22.
Okay. You become very aware. Let me quickly grab that for you. Sorry.
John, there is something I would like to do if there is time as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just do this and then we shall.
Yep. Bouncing off a
So yeah,
board.
you see these wide steps
good
descending to the landing, which is flanked on those two alcoves. You can just see on the view there at home. There are two alcoves with those large, 30-foot high bronze statues of warriors holding spears. And the soft blue curtain of light flows between the two alcoves. Dimly visible on the other side of the curtain of light are more descending stairs. And you, Esmeralda, get the sense that this kind of magic would be linked to some kind of transportation.
Transportation as in there's a way to get past it, or there's...
You think that heading into it without the proper means or access granted would mean that you were transported.
turn you around or...
Yeah,
Okay.
somehow. So you push forward.
What happens if you all have your items, so does anything happen if you have them all served together in front of this door? We don't really. What happens if the sword is up against the door? Does it react at all?
What do you do?
Right. Put the sword up, kind of up to the door, and if there's no reaction, I kind of lean the kind of light part of the blade against it. If there's no reaction at first.
Nothing happens, I'm afraid.
Vanta, try your emblem.
I will hold up the amulet of the Raven kind. Does it have any response to interacting with this energy field?
Doesn't seem to.
What do you want me to do with it?
Is there anything else around that has a kind of similar light or anything that might suggest that it's linked to it somehow?
Afraid not.
Is there a pebble we could throw through and see if it ends up somewhere we can see?
Yeah.
Mars. Mars is like, well,
you're a pebble?
I didn't come all this way to be thwarted by a curtain. If it's going to cause a little bit of damage, then I'll take it. And he strides forward towards it.
No!
And as he does so, he pushes through the blue mist and disappears.
Oh dear God.
Does not appear on the steps on the other side.
That's fine.
So,
We can't let him go alone.
hang on, all of you are here, right? You're at the curtain, right?
Yeah.
So just to shift you over. And I think it's Rhonda. And he just gets impatient, it seems, and he just like pushes past you, Vanta and Krieg. Just like pushes between you and just steps through and just vanishes. No scream of pain or anything. And then you hear booted footsteps at the top of the steps, and he's back where he's standing there. He appears right
Jesus.
behind you. He's like, "Ah,
That answers that.
it's not going to work."
I think we gathered that.
Could have been worse.
Vanta, isn't it the mother's tomb? Can't you do something?
I will pull open my box, and I will speak to the Queen, and I will say, Your Majesty, we are here. We're approaching the tomb. How can we get through?
Is it nearly time to rest?
Almost.
Draw me forth.
I will pull her out, kind of holding the locket very gently.
And as Vanta pulls the locket forth and holds it out, the curtain parts in front of the locket in a 5-foot gap that you may pass through.
Oh, there you go. Vanta will walk kind of at the head, then holding it until everyone is ready to.
I think you just need to kind of step aside and let everyone walk through.
Right.
And then just pass through yourself with the amulets.
Beautiful.
Okay, so everyone is free to walk through. And you find yourselves, for the first time, in this room, as you were not able to pass through before. Here you find a tomb, much like the rest of this catacombs, and you kind of nervously go past those rather intimidating statues. And this tomb rests in hushed silence. Tall stained glass windows dominate the eastern walls, allowing dim light to fall onto 2 coffins resting atop white marble slabs to the north and south. Between them, against the east wall, is a large stone chair. The coffin against the north wall is marked King Barof von Zarovich, and the one against the south wall is marked Queen Ravnovia van Royen. The vaulted ceiling 30 feet overhead is inlaid with a beautiful gold mosaic of isometric patterns.
question.
Before we go, go ahead.
How big are those statues?
30 feet. They're as tall as the alcoves.
30 feet's big.
It is.
That's pretty big.
I don't like them.
No.
Before we go any further, Ez will walk over to Vanta and say, we don't know what's coming next, but maybe it's coming soon. And you're the best hope that we have. And she's going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on you, which is good for 10 minutes. Just as a precaution.
Okay.
Right.
And as
I
you
don't
do,
think there's any time to waste.
a voice echoes around the chamber. How dare you? How dare you desecrate this sacred place? Those
I put the locket away.
minions of mine have not done their part. Maybe these time-old guardians will fulfill their duty. And Strahd's voice echoes round the chamber, and as he finishes that sentence, the two guardian statues ponderously creak and move forward, clanking down onto the top step of the second staircase. Are you where you're standing?
I guess we would jump
Yes.
down. As soon as
I
they
would've-
started moving, I guess we'd jump down to get a better, like,
Yeah.
prep.
Yeah, if you'll let us.
Vanta was gonna go to the try and go beside the mother's tomb.
I think hers is to the south.
Or maybe the father's, because they said that they never found his bones, so that might be an empty grave.
Okay.
Oh,
And-
what's in front of you?
These statues are to protect the mother and father, Vanta. Maybe they can stop them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I did say that I put the locket away, but I think I'll hesitate after doing that, and I'll just really rapidly, if I have a moment to speak to the mother and say, "How do we defend ourselves against these?"
She's like, the ritual, dear. The ritual must be complete. Start at once.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Vanta starts to prepare the first parts of the ritual. Krieg, Esmeralda, Zenicus,
So-
what would
Yep.
you like to do? We'll come to you at the end, like before, Emma. What would you like to do against these two guardians?
I'll go first because as part of mine, I want to like, obviously as soon as I do that, I want to like start snapping and breaking all my bones and go for full awoo.
Oh,
Awoo!
And I'm going to like as it's kind of like this image of like as it's clumping down, I'm going to try and jump on the wall, and then as it's kind of leaning down to kind of take that step off its platform,
yes.
I'm going to kind of jump off the wall and then try and push it from the back and see if I can make it face plant.
Interesting. Okay.
Kind of use its own momentum as it's kind of moving off its platform.
So are you doing athletics?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that sounds like athletics to me to have the power enough to do that.
But it's an advantage because I'm a werewolf.
Oh, nice. Sorry, I forgot I didn't have tokens for these big boys, so I'm just grabbing a couple of iron golems here. Will do.
That should do just fine.
I mean,
Sorry, roll 20's taking its time.
athletics. I mean, that's 15.
Oh, that's not iron golem, that's iron ghoul. It's an iron ghoul.
That's not the same thing.
Ooh, I don't like that. No, no, no.
Sorry.
15 plus 2, so that's a 17.
I'm
try and use
curious
it.
now, what is an iron ghoul?
That's
They're
Oh.
very bad at being ghosts.
Cobalt press.
They go through walls.
These are wonderful, wonderful beasties. Okay. An iron golem and an iron ghoul should appear at some point. Hey, there you go.
I think I see the iron ghoul and I
reckon you
don't
do.
like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Screws.
So I'm going to kind of jump up on the wall, kind of end up behind it, and kind of push it down with it, trying to use its own momentum, hoping that as it's stepping down, it will be easier target to push
Yep.
to kind of make it face plant. And that's a 17.
A 17. Okay, yep, that is enough. Okay, so you use your claws to scramble up the stonework on the side there, spin round, kick out with those powerful lupine legs, and the golem the statue goes ponderously crashing forwards and tumbles down the steps. And it seems that age has taken its toll on these things as they've been stood here guarding this tomb for untold years. And it crashes to the ground, and parts of it fall off and roll across the floor towards Krieg. Esmeralda, Krieg, any ideas?
I think I'd like to cast Detect Magic to see if I can find, like, some sort of core on these things.
Okay.
So... Oop. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic. Wow, that thing is really cool looking.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
So cool.
That's so cool.
And we're looking for like some kind of magical heart or focus or something inside of them.
Okay, well, so what check do you make it?
Well, I cast Detect Magic, so...
Is that a leveled spell?
It is, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you find a glimmering source of magic, yes, right at its core, in its chest. And you point that out rather helpfully to Esmeralda, who...
Would like to try and crush it or disable it in some way, and I'm not sure what check that would be.
Tell me how you're going to try and do this, and I'll stick a skill on it.
Right. I mean, can I see directly into it? Is there like could I poke it with a rapier if I attacked it that way? If I did like precision strike?
Right through the arm, like gap in the armor or something.
You can make an attack. Yeah. What martial options are there?
Okay, I'm gonna try and just go right through and poke it.
Mm-hmm. You have chat inspiration.
I have 21 to hit.
Okay.
So
Its AC is 20.
Like a beast tonight.
Okay, so yeah, you, Krieg, just like he focuses in on the magic source of this power, and he points quickly. He's like, "Esmeralda, there!" And you just
Like a little bug lights up the area.
yes, I go for the firefly and try to stab it.
Yeah, just a little buzzing bug there. And I think you do that cool thing. You know that cool move where I think it's like a kung fu move where one leg comes up and you got the sword forward.
The grasshopper thing.
Yeah. And you stab forward with the rapier, and it goes perfectly between two of the golem's iron plates in the statue where it was put together all those years ago. And you feel it connect with a crystal, and you hear a shattering sound.
Yeah.
And with a grinding, it slows. And 1 foot down towards you, it ceases to move. Lady Vanta, what are you doing for this first leg of the ritual?
So Vanta is sort of like kneeled next to the empty coffin of the king, and she is going to first pray to the Raven Queen, in which, if it's allowed, she will give herself guidance, but if that's not allowed, then that's also okay. And she's just like silently contemplating prayer, and like I see it as like her like this, whilst in the background everyone is just like throwing weapons and magic, and it's just like actual chaos, boom boom.
Nice.
And then all of a sudden you hear her like kind of like breathe in like deep, like a deep sharp breath, and she just says, "Eat the grave dirt," and she'll just like shove grave dirt into her mouth.
I'm trying hard.
And when that happens, you just feel like shadows have clung to Vanta, shadows cling to the corner of the rooms, just slightly tighter than they did before, in like clusters.
So, you, Joseph, assuming that is Kent the location, as opposed to someone called Kent who's saying hello. Either way, hello to Kent. Okay, you do that, and I need a religious check. It's with advantage.
Would I be allowed to add the guidance? Is that a no?
Not in this kind of where we're at.
Can
Yeah,
I
you've
give
got
her
it.
guidance?
No, you've already got it from.
That's fine.
The DC's already been changed.
19!
Ah.
19! We're good. Unless it's advantage. Definitely 19. 24. 24.
Nice. All right. Okay. So yes, you start the ritual, and your friends successfully keep these guardians at bay. And they, Zenicus, actually, your wish has been granted. They do block the stairs rather nicely.
Yes.
Yay!
I mean, I kind of wanted to do it to stop them, to be perfectly honest, but this works too.
That's better, actually.
You kind of heave a sigh of relief as Lady Vanta. Hey, Patch, welcome, mate. As you see Lady Vanta starting the ritual at the mother's tomb, and you hear a voice echo out once more, the voice of the Count. It seems age was too far gone for these guardians. Maybe you three will have a chance to redeem yourselves. I summon you once more from beyond the grave. Come, my wives, come, deliver these adventurous hearts to me. And you see drifting down the stairs towards you, towards the fallen forms of those guardian statues, 3 spectral forms. Grab them here. As the ghosts of Strahd's wives. We never met them when you were here in the castle before. They were here, but you never met them, I'm afraid. And
There's references to them, I think.
in his rage, yeah, right. There was the tombs back up in the way there, where this is where they have emerged from, but you can't see that. In his rage at Tatiana being taken from him, he killed all 3 of them again.
Oh,
Rude.
And their ghosts
very rude.
are here, drifting towards you. Let me get this big iron golem down the back. So here they are.
Where's the other one? I see one.
Interesting looking 3.
There's a 3 in a row. Ooh.
So this
Alright.
one,
They look really cool.
yes, this but not quite so corporeal. They are ghosts, the ghosts of Strahd's wives. So 1,
Mask, is it?
2,
Looks like it.
you hope,
But that's creepy.
The Nora.
and 3rd.
Ooh, I like that headpiece. Not the
As
scowl, though.
the 3
stylish.
spectral beings come floating down the stairs towards you. Vanta, you start the next leg of the ritual. Krieg, Esmeralda, Zenicus, what do you do?
I will pull out. I mean, I've got the sword, and I don't know how this works actually because it's a lightsaber, but I'm going to run forward and kind of like I feel like one of them was going to kind of grab like kind of ghostly came out of the wall at Esmeralda, and I just see it before she does, and I'm going to like run and then cut across my arm, and somehow the blood is going to go across the lightsaber. Does that make sense? And it sparkles with like fire as well. So my lightsaber is on fire, and
Okay.
I'll take an attack
Cool.
at one of them.
Noted. So, by the way, at this point, the Burgomaster has definitely transformed into his werewolf form.
Hope so. He'll just left me alone down here.
Awoo.
Ooh.
There he is.
It's not amazing. 17? That was with a plus 10. That was a bad roll.
Okay. You leap forward and try to stab at this ghostly
Right.
creature emerging from the wall towards Esmeralda, but you are unable to make contact. And I'm afraid that is not a success. Thank you. Sounds good.
I mean, I only took 5 damage to myself to do that.
Could have been worse.
So
Oh, yeah,
As-
it's the only thing it could have been worse.
as Xenakis swings.
Just a moment.
Uh,
Just a moment, please.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Esmeralda,
Mhm.
does a 22 hit?
Oh no.
At the moment, I haven't had a chance to put anything on yet. So yes.
Oh, and naked. Saucy. No, okay, you, unfortunately, Xenakis does not, is unable to stop this creature, and it reaches out with its ghostly hand, and you hear it's like, join us, as you were destined to be one of Strahd's brides, as you were tucked away in these catacombs yourself,
Nope.
and
Nope.
you
No.
take
Alrighty.
let's see here.
-2 damage.
11 necrotic damage. Oh no,
11.
sorry, 14 necrotic damage.
14. Wait, -2? What?
Necrotic.
14 necrotic, yes.
Okay.
Are you resistant
Ow.
necrotic?
Unfortunately not.
And yes, as the ghost hits you with its withering touch. Krieg, I interrupted, please.
So, no, it's okay. So, as Xenakis swings, Prig is gonna kind of, like, because Xenakis is in his werewolf form, isn't he?
Yes.
Sorry, my bad.
So he's probably quite a bit taller than Krieg now. So Krieg is gonna kind of stand behind him. He's gonna open his wings to, like, they're as large as they can be.
Yep.
He's going to center the, like, of his fey bugs to look like false eyes on his wing. And he's going to try to intimidate Wives of Strahd.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Dear friends, if you have them, let them fly as that happens. Okay, and you are
Natural
able
20.
to impersonate
Such an
a
iconic image.
fearsome creature and reminiscent of the airwolves of the Western Reaches. And you, Xenakis, that's going to give him
wolf.
disadvantage. Stop it.
Wolf.
And you are able to intimidate the ghostly form as it shies away from you. And yeah, okay, thank you very much. Which leaves Esmeralda slightly weakened.
So I don't really know what skill this would be, but if I could, turn to whichever goes the closest to me. Gives me a sleight of hand to pull out a tarot card from my deck, whichever one represents, I don't know, like loneliness or loss or general unhappiness. I'll pull it out and put it in front of them and say, in as mystical voice as possible, he never cared for you, he never loved you. Why are you doing this for him? This is your fate.
That is a
You were never loved.
That is a persuasion check.
Cut him deep.
Okay.
By the way,
That's persuasion 15, but I'm going to use my knowledge from a past life to try and make it
Yeah.
even deeper. So I'm going to roll a d6 to add 4. So that's going to be 19.
19, fantastic. Okay, as you flourish this card and its mystical Taroka powers amplify your feelings, the emotion that you're conveying that Strahd never loved them, and her with this fresh doubts laid on her as her husband
Having been murdered.
murdered them all. Yes, indeed.
Literally killed, yeah.
Anastasia Karelova
What a name. What a name.
dissipates in pure despair.
Wow.
Kind of bad, but not really.
Yeah,
Disintegrated her with sad.
yep,
That's
a hefty
sad.
blow. And let me just I want to check the other two names as well because they're fantastic, I think. The one with the mask is Volenta Popovsky. Popovsky, yes. And
She's gonna pop off. Skinny.
Ah,
Ah,
top one is Ludmila Vilisevich.
These are fabulous names.
Mhm.
Wow.
Secretly jealous.
Hardcore. Hey, bully. Hardcore Barovian names. Okay. Lady Vanta. With a -4, not a -6, and a lack
Rub
of
it in,
advantage.
Rub it in. But you do have your normal advantage.
Not with
You
advantage.
have inspiration from chance
Oh.
instead, if you would like to use it.
I might do. Let's see how this goes.
You have to say before.
I'm not going to use it because I rolled a 19 plus 5, 24.
Yay!
Nice.
You're rolling so well.
Actually, no, I
This
was gonna-
dice is doing too good.
I was going to say actually with the inspiration, like, before I was saying you have to say it before you roll, but I think if you roll but you don't know the results, you can still use it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That's kind of what I was
you have to guess. It's like,
but-
do I use it? Yeah, there'll be some cases where it'll be really
I
nerve-wracking, right?
feel quite
But
confident with
a
a 19.
19 for a total of.
So 24.
Nice. Okay.
So
What is the second step
Vanta-
of the ritual?
yes. Again, like trying to tune out as much as possible the ghosts, the giant statues, the giant monster Krieg, etc. She is going to pull from her inventory, which she's had this whole time, incense and candles, and she is going to surround the edges, like the head and the foot of the tomb, with them lit, and she will pull out from her bag. She'll pull forth her box,
Yes.
and when she opens it now, unlike ever before, it seems to be bursting like full, heavy, and inside is just grave dirt, which is just kind of like surrounding and almost like growing out of it, like spilling from the sides. And it's like a mixture of grave dirt and like black salt. And she like takes handfuls of it and she sort of like sprinkles it around the edge of the coffin. And she leaves the box there for now, but that is the second step. And
Okay.
she will say something if it's possible as part of the ritual. Yeah, she'll say, as she kind of like leaves down the grave dirt, she'll say, "I call you down from your roost, your majesty. You looked upon my order with kindness, and you heard our pleas to preserve the souls of those who might embolden our minds, to cast away their flesh prisons and let them live forever with us in immortality." And that is the next part of the ritual.
Okay. And as you say that, it seems that the essence of the Raven Queen draws a little closer, a little more attached to this realm, as the incense that you light, the smoke from it billows and swirls around you, and then streams out in two distinct paths, impacting against the chests of these two remaining ghosts, and they scream in fear as the Raven Queen claims the first two Borovian souls that she has claimed in a very long time.
Yay! Bantam's like
Wow.
super happy. Out of character, she's like, someone died and they're not going to come back.
Okay.
Finally!
And you are successful. As you catch your breath and look around, that mist, that ankle-deep mist that has been billowing around this whole area starts to shift and flow. And it starts to cascade down the steps, past the fallen forms of the iron statues, pooling in the tomb here, rippling across the floor, coalescing in that stone chair. But why am I talking my mouth off when we have a rather nice gif that you've seen before? And I'm sure lots of
Oh my
people have
God,
seen
yes.
before.
It's a good gift.
As
Here we go.
someone
oh boy.
realizes that he has to do something himself. And the mist coalesces into the form of Count Strahd von Zarovich
Good gift.
on the chair against the stained glass windows, and he calls to you. Well, it seems you have grown in power since I last encountered you here in my realm. Since you stole my Tatiana away from me, I shall have to purge this tomb. Take you away from the grasp of my parents, myself. And he stands up, and there are 6 more rounds remaining in Vanta's ritual. 6 rounds that you 4,
Jesus.
5 with Ayamaris need to survive against Strahd von Zarevich as we
Jesus Christ.
roll initiative. Emma, you're going to be at the end of the round still, I'm afraid.
Okay,
boy.
that's fine.
And there is a rather fabulous piece of Sirenscape music, which I haven't used yet. And I'm going to use it now.
Oh my god.
Remix.
It's pretty marvelous.
Great.
Oh, look at him, sat right there next to Ayamaris. Okay, everyone, let us get this going. Is that yours already, Esmeralda? Thank you.
Yeah.
Go.
Where's the master of burgers?
He's on his way. Let's see. Okay. So we're going to grab this initiative and then we'll jump right into the tier. Okay. And last but not least, Mr. Von Barovich.
The bastard man himself.
Wonder how his bonus is like. Probably rather fast.
Plus 15.
Minus 10.
Oh god.
He's too lazy. He just sits there. Minus 10.
I mean, he wasn't a turn, he just had to get up. I think that should kind of be prone.
He got 5.
They got a nat 1.
Haha.
Nat 1.
That one
Strahd
puts,
is-
if you got him, let him fly.
Wow.
Haha.
Thank
so
you,
good.
Iron Jesus.
I'm just gonna
It's
get
the-
some.
It is
Alright.
an omen.
The sign!
I'm going to use my blood red D6 here as we count down to success or death. Xenicus, Glaine, you are top of the round. What do you do? Krieg, you're on deck. Let's do this!
Using a civilized weapon for a more civilized age, he will, like, because usually he's got his like shield in one hand and the sword in the other. Because the sun sword can be wielded two-handed, he's put the shield on his back and he's pulled the sword up dual-handed, like flaming lightsaber in his hand, and he is going to run. And because it's past Strahd, because it's not going to move out, bounce off the wall and come back and kind of try and cut right through the chair and stab him
Go for it.
to kind of distract him. Okay, that is a 21 to hit.
No. That'll hit.
Nice.
Yes! On my first attack.
Go for it.
So that is, because I'm wielding it dual two-handed, that is a D10 instead of a D8. Which one's a D10?
Come
Oh
on.
no, that one. That one. I was like, I never rolled D10s! Yes. Okay, that's not great. That is 13 radiant damage, because I'm sure that that's important. And a whopping 1 fire damage. That was a dire roll.
At the end.
I rolled 3 and 1.
That's it. Thank you. So yes, you leap off the wall and come swinging with the sunblade. It cuts through the chair into his shoulder, and he kind of just looks down at the side, reaches up his hand, grabs onto the blade, lifts it up out of his shoulder as he stands up and turns to face you. You have to do better than that, pup. Craig.
Nope.
25. I get 2 attacks when I
Okay,
attack.
well, hurry up then.
I was waiting for you to finish what you were saying.
Let's go, let's go.
Like 5.
Break the sword.
I'm excited.
25 to hit?
Okay, I mean, he's holding onto it, so you just like pull it out of his hand and cut through his hand.
Yeah, like, can I just...
And you can put his away as well.
Cut it clean
Real
off.
time for surely, yeah.
Yeah, cut a finger off. I'm getting the realize that I do, and it instantly grows back because
Yeah.
he's an absolute nutter.
Six damage.
Okay, that's better. 15 radiant,
Okay.
and a whopping 1 fire.
That's it.
It's just the after effects of the radiant, just a little sort of
Okay.
circle of singed cloth or something.
When I'm hurting myself, this rolls 5s and 6s. When I'm hitting enemies, it rolls 1s and 1s.
Classic.
Thank you. Okay. And anything else? Any bonus actions or anything?
Well, yes. Well, not a bonus action. But Strahd, as I pull it out, actually, instead of his finger going off, like, he opens his hand to the burn, and there is a kind of rune marked in his hand. He is now branded.
Notice.
Ooh.
And
Get
if
him.
he deals damage to any creature within 5 feet of me,
Okay.
he will suffer 2 psychic damage.
And it sizzles on his hand, and he's like, and licks it. Crick.
All right. So I'm gonna back up just a little bit. But I'm pretty sure Strahd doesn't have a glaive.
Alright, Firemaw.
Just 1 5 feet back.
Oh, sorry. Just a moment, Crick. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
As Xenicus finishes attacking him, he uses
okay.
one of his legendary actions.
Legendary.
And strikes back at you. So he like pulls the hand off your blade, Xenicus, and then just goes towards you with the claws on that hand. Does a 26 hit?
Yeah, that hits.
Ouchie.
Ouchie indeed.
That is. Sorry, you can pop out the chat from Roll20. I just did it by mistake. Didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I also popped out.
Yeah. That is 11 slashing and 10 necrotic.
Is it magical slashing?
Yes.
Just slash.
No, it's a
it?
magical. These are magical attacks. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Is it magical weapon?
his attacks
That
count as
is
magic.
manicure.
It's a monster feature that lots of monsters have.
So disappointed.
I mean, it gets rid of basically all my defenses as a werewolf. Never
I
actually used them.
think. Sorry, hang on. I assume.
I mean, it is the big bad, so
Yeah.
a fair assumption,
No,
but
no,
defenses.
it doesn't have magical attacks. No,
Does it
this
not?
is, this is just good old plain old slashing. I would say the the necrotic
Yeah,
damage.
the
is
necrotic's
magical.
obviously, yeah. It was just the slashing I was thinking about.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's down to half, right?
Yes.
That's it. Okay. Craig, what's your?
okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on Strahd.
Yep.
First.
Notice.
And we're gonna take a couple of shots. I have 8 silvered arrows left.
Okay.
I don't think a 17 is gonna hit, right?
It does.
Oh, okay.
Right. This is going to be one of the things where he's got kind of mediocre armor class, but 60,000 HP.
Okay. So now that I've hit, I can mark him as a favored foe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to agitate the swarm for the first shot.
Nice.
Okay. Let's see. So that's 8 plus 5, 13 piercing damage,
Is it magical? Yeah.
and 1 force damage.
Okay. Is that all magical?
I don't know if silvered arrows count as magical.
Silver does not seem to affect vampires, I'm afraid.
Okay. That's fine. Because maybe I can do something else on my next turn then with my action, but I'll just take my other shot at him.
Go for it.
Okay, that was definitely a 13 to hit. So that one meant.
Clatters into the wall behind him. I'm afraid. Okay.
However, the first shot did hit with my agitated swarm, so I can try to move him horizontally. And I want to try to push him into the wall.
Okay.
It's a strength
I just
saving throw of 14.
imagine all these little like tiny flies like picking him up by the corners of his shirt and just being like a claw machine,
It's like
dropping him down.
it's like the
Definitely.
Doctor Strange cloak pulling him, but instead it's like
Yeah.
All these little bees.
Natural one.
No
Yes!
way! Okay.
Yes, amazing.
That's
It
the
doesn't do
second
any
time.
damage.
Get him.
But
Oh
it
my God.
pushes him hard into the wall.
And Iron Maris is going to lash out.
I don't think
Nice.
you would be able to.
Why?
You don't do opportunity attack.
thank you, yeah, 'cause-
Right,
it was
because he's
forced.
pushed, yeah.
Much as I'd like that to happen,
Michael!
Gentlemen.
Oh.
only fair.
Why?
Get it done against me.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else, Greg?
No, that's it for me.
Okay, the Burgomaster, with his well-wolf form, comes charging across, and Esmeralda, you're next, as he leaps up onto the chair with its nasty cut down the back, and lashes out at the Count with his bite and claw. Actually, no, he grabs the spear from one of those guardians and comes like hurling, towards this thing. So the bites misses. The spear. Oh no, sorry. The spear's only in humanoid form, so he has to use his claws.
Okay.
Oh yes, hits 21 for 5 slashing, but that is resistance, I'm afraid.
Oh, actually, I forgot to ask. Did the radiant damage look like it did more than usual?
No,
Damn. Shit.
but I will give you this little insight. He is not going to regenerate at the start of his turn.
Ah.
Ooh.
That is a shitty thing that he can regenerate.
Esmeralda.
But I'm glad he's not.
So a couple of things to do, and I have one question. But first off, I'm using a bonus action to put on Blade Song.
Okay.
So that's now up and running, and I'm also going to cast Mirror Image on myself. This is mostly prep round. So Mirror Image is up. There are now 3 duplicates of me running around as well.
Okay.
My worst nightmare.
Haha. Yeah. And then I also have a question. I have this thigh bone, but I don't know what to do with it. But I want to whack him with it. It seems like now would be the time because I got it in this tomb.
You have the sheet for that, right?
No, is there a sheet for that?
Well, have you
Because
added
that's
it? Is
what
it on your character sheet?
I made some of my other possessions. I didn't know that there's an actual item thing for it, but there's I'll find it and read it during the next round.
Hang on.
Yeah, I remember there was somebody. Was it St. Markovia's Divo?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Thigh
magical,
bone
it's
is
a
Yeah.
magical
Oh
one.
my gosh.
Just
Okay.
I Divo. I doubt there's
Thigh
that
bone is
many
St. Markovia.
Divo.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I can't use it this round because I've already done my attack, or my spell and my bonus action, but I will have it for next round in that case. And I will also move forward a little bit just to try and give Vant a bit of extra protection.
Here you
And
go.
that's my turn.
There you go.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Everyone,
So
there is
I'll
the
be
thigh
doing
bone. Connected to the Esmeralda bone. Okay.
She had lots of bones, so they're all attached to it right now.
Thigh bones connected.
I mean, probably one of her
Esmeralda
collarbones is probably
bone.
still sticking out from her previous death.
Probably. It's a bit of a
All
mess.
right. Rictavio, aka I am Maris, is going to turn. He's like, I have waited so long for this day. Die, cursed thing! And he leaps forward next to the Burgomaster and lunges towards the Count with his silver sword, which unfortunately is also not. Actually, I think no. You know what? He would try and do a spell here. Actually, yeah, he's gonna. Let me quickly read this thing here.
Nah, power word kill vampire.
He's on that high level. Okay, Xenicus actually, he goes round behind the Burgomaster and comes running up next to you. If I can. Oh, there you go. He comes rushing over to your side, actually, and reaches out. And he's like, Xenicus, you must live. This is more than this fight. And he puts his hand on you and casts, I get the spell name proper? Protection from evil and good against undead. So Strahd has disadvantage against you.
Nice.
It's up to 10 minutes, so this is going to finish either way before that. Yeah, you can't be charmed or frightened or possessed.
That's very useful when fighting a vampire.
Yep.
And
Yeah, this is the same thing that you have, Vanta, by the way.
Yeah. And I have advantage on saving throws against detect if I was already charmed.
if you're already charmed, but you're not, so yeah, you're good.
I guess you know who the favorite child is now.
And
Yep.
Because I don't need it.
Strahd.
Yeah. You know who the strongest is? Strahd's not got a 10. It's not there.
At the end of Rictavio's turn, he is going to.
Leave and let us complete the ritual in peace.
He's going to say, I willingly want to be put inside this puppet.
It looks a fantastic living space.
Everybody loves puppets.
I really want to be
His
roommates
eyes
with Vanta,
narrow.
therefore.
His eyes narrow, and he looks at you, Xenicus and Iamaris. He's like, I remember your sentimental connections, misguided as they may be. Let me remind you of what you could lose. And at the end of Iamaris' turn, he dissipates into a cloud of mist, as we've seen in the GIF there, and goes flying across the room and rematerializes next to Esmeralda and Craig.
No!
So no opportunity attacks with that then?
Does not provoke.
Ah!
Rude.
Vampire, does sunlight stop that or something? Ah, fuck. Oh.
He's so rude.
And Esmeralda, can you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
No!
Sure.
Don't forget the +1 from the Hope of Argynvost.
Yep, it's there. 22. Is that enough?
It is. So you take half of the damage as he reaches out and strikes you with a spell.
Question actually, would that be a mirror image thing to determine whether it hits me or a duplicate would it?
You would
Oh,
need
sorry.
to make that check,
It's-
yeah.
It's a creature of your choice within range. It doesn't actually try to hit you.
Okay.
Is there anything about being targeted by a spell?
Each time a creature targets an attack during the spell's duration, roll d20 to determine whether it targets instead one of my duplicates.
Yeah, he's not making an attack. Sorry.
Okay, no
Yeah,
worries.
he's just casting it on Esmeralda.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you for checking. So that
No
is 18 necrotic damage. As
That's half the version?
you feel that's half already. It was 36. As you feel the moisture and vitality draining from you as he casts blight on you.
Mm.
Such
Was it
a precious, delicate thing.
You are not allowed
And
to
he
fight
seems to be
more friends.
burned also by the sunlight from Xenicus' sword.
Does he also get the 2 psychic damage from hurting, or is that because he has to be
And
closer
you
to his
have to be
Xenicus?
next to me
Okay.
when that happens.
Okay.
Xenicus, he does seem to be rather badly burned by the sunlight coming from the sword. It is pure sunlight, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which brings us to the end of the round. Lady Vanta,
Okay.
you need to make a religion check with advantage, as all of your friends were successful in their endeavors.
Okay. It was a 12 on the first one, and I was like, that's not going to do it. 23. 18
Alright.
plus 5.
Thank you.
Is the religion check is for sort of the ritual component. Would I have a bonus action that I could use available?
You are completely into the ritual. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. So I think that Vanta she doesn't look like herself anymore. She looks more like a vessel of the Raven Queen than she ever has. Her skin is the color of the waxing moon, and her eyes are just like, her pupils are wide, and the whites of her eyes are just kind of like deepening into darkness. And she has a moment where she flickers and she kind of looks back, especially at you, Esmeralda, as you kind of get blighted, but she can't do anything. She physically cannot pull herself away from this. And she leans forward and she rips the tomb open the coffin, like pure strength. And she says, "See this tomb and transmute it into a womb, a place where we might ferment this soul, fill it with the stuff of shadow and encourage its metamorphosis." And that is the next part of the ritual.
Alright. Okay. You see that happen, and as you do, Strahd snarls at the desecration of his mother's tomb. And Esmeralda, what's the deal with that spell? Because he's trying to get you.
Which spell? The mirror image spell?
Yeah.
If he targets me with an attack during its duration, I roll d20 to decide whether it hits me or duplicate.
Okay. So what's the roll on the first when you got all of them up?
It's a 6 or higher to change the attacks to a duplicate.
Okay. So roll.
But okay.
External fail.
8. So yeah, it gets duplicate.
Okay. So yeah, he lunges out with a claw and misses. Just
Okay, one
passing
of those-
through one of those duplicates, yeah. And you lose one of them, right? It disappears?
Yep.
Yes.
There's
And he
still the left.
snarls in rage. You tricksy witch! I will feast on your blood and take of your power. And that is Xenicus' turn.
Well, for me,
Greg, next turn.
right position.
Yep.
I'm going to just run and kind of like he's trying to push kind of Esmeralda away from him, but kind of squeezing in between that to try and get round. And as he kind of runs past Strahd, he's gonna like turn the sword around with 2 hands, like kind of hold it backwards and slash across his kind of stomach
Okay,
as he's running past him.
go for it.
Damn it, I forgot to do something.
Okay, that is a 27 to hit.
Hits.
That was better. That's 15 radiant and 4 fire damage.
Alright. You feel the sword's jubilation as it's being used to attack the vampire lord. It's just thrumming with joy.
So
Okay.
as I kind of come through that slash, I kind of then lean back and kind of slash backwards into him
Noted.
for the second attack,
Okay,
which
thank you.
is a 19. That hits, doesn't it?
19? Yes.
Cool. That is 19 radiant and 2 fire.
Okay. So yes, these wounds are slashing across him and cutting him deeply as he hisses in anger and fury. Okay, and okay to go?
Be done.
Great.
That's me done.
Okay. Krieg is going to switch to the lost sword that is now equipped and in his possession again.
Sorry, he is going to, at the end of Xenika's turn, he's going to snarl angrily and lash out towards you, Xenikas, again.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
No, it does not.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to leap out of the way with your agile werewolf limbs. Okay, Crick, sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay. Krieg's gonna switch to the Lost Sword. And as a bonus action, he's going to cast Magic Weapon on it.
Okay.
Which is concentration, so I have to drop my Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
So we're going to slash him with that. Does a 15 hit?
I'm afraid not. He just backhands it out of the way.
Okay.
Stupid bird! You should have stayed in the trees!
One more try. I'm gonna use my inspiration for this one.
Go for it.
Okay, 25 on the second hit. So I do still have Favored Foe and Agitated Swarm. That's 2d6.
Just with the sword, right? On the second attack?
Yeah. So that's 17 damage, all magical.
Okay.
Darch.
Thank you.
And I want him to make that strength check again. It's 14 is the DC.
17.
Damn. Okay, worth a shot.
Okay, the Burgomaster comes charging round, puts himself between Banter and Strahd von Zarovich, and goes for those attacks. Goes for the bite. Misses. The claws. Miss. Unfortunately, I was trying to up against this vastly much more powerful foe. And at the end of his turn, Strahd again is going to dissipate into mist and run over here behind
I was gonna say,
Iamaris.
my Sentinel feat means that like when people take disengage or anything like that, I still get attacks of opportunity.
This is very different. Yeah, it's just completely dissipating into mist and reappearing. And the Esmeralda, your turn.
Right. It is my turn. So we are going to we're gonna try and take a whack at him with this bow and see what happens.
Go for it.
So I'm gonna go over here. My first attack is going to be a natural 1.
Oh,
Yay!
Actually, Xenikas, I forgot
I'm
with
not used to the weight.
with the spell from Rictavio, you had disadvantage on that attack, so you only got a natural 1 on that attack against you. Missed regardless. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not used to this new weapon, and it's a bow instead of like a finely balanced rapier like I'm used to, so I just swing wide. But I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to use my second attack to cast, I think Firebolt at this point is probably the best option, unless... no, I'm going to attack with my rapier instead.
Go for it.
24 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. So that is 7 piercing. Plus, I'm going to use a maneuver to do a goading attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to use one of my dice to make another 1d8 damage.
Okay.
Which is going to be another 6. So that's 13 damage total.
Okay, is that magical?
And he also, yes, it is. According to, it's a +1 rapier.
Okay.
So yes. And he also has to make a Wisdom 16 saving throw, which I assume he's probably going to pass, but well, you never know.
30-20.
Yep, so he passes, nothing else happens. But
Okay.
at least he gets extra damage.
Indeed, thank you. Iamaris is going to spin on him and just with just anger, it's just like, oh, Craig, you have inspiration back.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Go. And yeah, with that, Rictavio is going to spin on him and attack. Let's see here. Okay, yep, he's just going to attack with his sword cane. Only a 10. He slashes back the other way. Oh, natural 20. So, he cuts across him viciously with the cane, and that is, let's see here. Okay, so yeah, with the natural 20 there, that is the D6. Should be, let me get this right here. And then, because he has a special feature called Undead Slayer, he gets an extra 3d6, which becomes an extra 6d6.
Yeah! Glorious!
4, 5, 6. On the damage here. Okay, so that is 10, 27. So 27 damage as he cuts into the count there. He's like, die! Die as you should have done long ago! Vanta's like, no, don't. I need that.
I need that soul intact. Please don't kill him.
And it is the turn of the Count here. He is just gonna snarl at Van Richten and Esmeralda here, attempting to destroy him, and look past them and reach out, and with a whoosh of fire, Krieg, Xenicus, and the Burgomaster, and maybe you, Vanta, as well? Hang on, let me get the thing on this. Yeah, it's a 20-foot radius. All 4 of you need to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Vanta with disadvantage because you're in the ritual.
It's a 3
Okay.
plus. Wait, this might make the difference. 5. That's 5 total. Is it
Right.
plus?
Okay. No, it does not, I'm afraid.
I got a 19.
Okay,
So the die on the dice, but that becomes a 28.
nice. Okay, so Krieg, Xenicus, you take half damage. The Burgomaster also fails. So. Okay, that is Vanta. That is 34 damage to you and the werewolf, and halved for Xenicus and Krieg as the fireball erupts and engulfs all of you in flame. The Burgomaster looks blooded, and that happens there. And then anything else? Sorry, 2 seconds. Yep, that's all of that there. Ba-ba-ba-dum. Okay, Lady Vanta Blackswick.
Hello,
Religious-
I am Lady
religious check, please.
Vantaxfire. Yes. 13. I assume it's an advantage still because my friends are doing amazing, or?
It is, yes.
I think I would like to use my inspiration.
Okay.
18. 18 is not gonna do it, is it? Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, go for it.
Please. 18.
Okay. You do just about manage to maintain concentration despite being engulfed in the fireball, and you complete the next step of the ritual. What happens next?
Okay.
Angelicus
Vanta kind of lifts her arms up after releasing the vessel now filled with grave dirt onto the kind of like the plinth around the coffin. And as she does, the shadows kind of like writhe and grow and stretch, and they seem almost alive. as she calls the spectral ravens, servants of the Raven Queen, to inhabit this place. And she says, "Surround me in your shadow stuff and make me worthy to conduct this ritual." And spectral ravens begin to caw and caw and pull from the shadows, and they gather in the air.
Yeah, much like the ones you've seen around Vanta in your time here in Borovia. You do start to see these ravens start to appear and coalesce around her. Okay, Zenicus.
First, I must make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. And I have to do a quick cheeky legendary action. Esmeralda, roll for the mirror image. Actually, let me see if I hit first.
No.
Okay.
Right, it has to hit first, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Boop. Yeah, 28.
Okay. So let's see. 3, so it does hit me. And
Okay.
unfortunately, 28 is too high for me. I think plus 5. Ah, damn it, so close.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do
So
anything
yeah,
about
you take 18 damage.
it. Could be worse, I suppose.
Actually, no, sorry. Put that back. Be my
I don't
guess.
know if I'm happy about that or not.
Because instead, he just wraps an arm around you and pulls you in as he bares his fangs close to your neck and he grapples you.
Don't like this at all.
Zenicus.
I have to make my wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I pass.
Good.
And I will definitely be trying to stop that. So I will run it and stab him in the arm that he's holding her.
Okay.
That's a nat 1, so that doesn't do anything.
Ooh, great dance.
I appreciate the effort though.
I mean, I've still got another attack, so it's like one after I'm guessing he just drops down to avoid the attack, and I'll take a swipe up and try, as if I'm trying to cut the arm off, but I won't obviously. Well, that's the opposite, so that's good. That's a nat 20.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's double the dice. So that is 23 radiant and 10 fire damage
Okay.
as I slash up against his arm.
I'm going to put a little yellow dots on his token. He's also looking rather rough. Okay. As you viciously cut him with that sunblade, and he snarls at you. Anything else?
That's me done.
Okay. Esmeralda.
Would you allow me an
Pulls-
acrobatics check to try and get out of that?
On your turn, yes, but at the end of Zenicus' turn, he pulls you in close and makes a bite. Hang on, does grapple give you advantage? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Is there anything from the burns and the cut from the arm that helps?
That's okay. No, okay, it does not have advantage on that roll, which means that is a natural 1.
Oh, well, that's nice.
So you do not
I'm just
get
flailing wildly and I'm spitting in his
bitten.
face.
Okay. I think your duplicate that's left is still just like looking fussy. He's like, no, get off it.
don't.
Take me.
I volunteer tribute.
Quick.
Okay, I have a question for the DM, because I've done some research, and cursory research tells me it's okay, but if I use magic weapon on my bow, does that count?
Yes.
It does.
Okay.
Esmeralda, do you have Aileen to thank for that disadvantage on that roll? That was,
Thank you. We have history, Strahd and I, and not the good kind.
Does anyone have the good kind of history with them? Hey, Timel's wife.
Maybe his
how you doing?
wives?
We're battling Strahd. The finale. It all comes down to this.
Okay.
Go for it.
So I'm gonna switch to the longbow, and I'm gonna cast magic weapon on it, and we are going to take another shot, a couple of shots.
Go for it.
Okay, I don't think a 14 is gonna hit.
No, right nuts.
Let's use inspiration on the second shot.
Okay.
Glad I did. 25.
Hits.
That's gonna be 19 magic damage.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so yes, the arrow thuds home and it hisses as it punches into his shoulder. And he's just like, "Argh," with his free hand that's not grabbing Esmeralda, just pulls it out and clatters across the floor. Okay, the Burgomaster is also going to run around here. Actually, and he's going to try and attack. Goes to bite. Misses. Claws. Misses. He's trying his best.
He's doing his best.
He is.
Good boy.
Esmeralda,
Yes, I'd like to try and escape using acrobatics, if I might.
you may make an acrobatics check.
Okay, which means I have
his
advantage because of Blade Song.
Athletics. Okay. Athena, thanks for the follow. Welcome. I'll send you a Discord invite later on.
I rolled a 3 twice.
Ooh. For a total of? Just in case?
7.
He gets 10. So just about. You almost
That was
escaped.
pathetic.
Even with that, he almost escaped.
That
But
was
he manages
pathetic.
to keep hold of you.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna use Action Surge. And instead of trying to escape this time, I'm just gonna be struggling and I'm gonna reach into my tarot deck. I'm gonna pull out a card.
Yep.
And hope that it's okay. Okie dokie, D100, here we go. Oh, no. Alright, well, this is interesting. So, I rolled a 5, which means that not only is Strahd affected by woe and has disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws next hour, but so do I.
Oh.
And somewhere within 10 to 10 miles of me, a mummy has now been wandering around with the benefits of the good
The axis
aspect.
of evil for season 2 has grown one larger.
Oh no, this is bad. So it's gonna be a 54-mile-away mummy. So
Oh dear.
I now have disadvantage for a while.
Okay, thank you. Now,
But so does he.
yes, noted. As you do that, you see Rictavio's, Iamaris's eyes go wide as he sees you in the clutches of his arch nemesis. And he's like, no. Strahd, your quarrel is with me. Take me, not her. And Strahd raises an eyebrow. Very well, old man. And he just flings you. Make a strength saving throw, Esmeralda.
Okay. 12.
He flings you prone on the ground.
Ow.
No damage, but you're knocked.
Okay.
You're knocked prone
Have to be
as you're
bruised
thrown
somewhere.
to the tomb's floor, and Iamaris kind of like holds up his hands with the rapier, and you see from the floor as he like just looks up and meets the eyes of Strahd Bonzarovich. And on his turn, he does nothing, which takes us to Strahd's turn. And Strahd says, looking down at you, Esmeralda, on the floor, and over at you, Zeneca, eye to eye. As I said, stupid connections to others will only hold you back. Allow me to help you reach your full potential. And he wraps his arm around Iamaris and pushes off the chair, smashing through the stained glass window directly behind him.
That would get an opportunity attack, wouldn't it?
Yes.
And I will try that. 25 to hit.
Hits.
That's. Oh yeah. I was like, what, 20? But no, it's a 2 because I rolled a D. It was in the D10. It's 2 plus 10. It's 12 radiant and 3 fire damage.
Okay.
And he can't move.
As in,
Sentinel feat. The sentinel feat stops movement.
as in like petrification?
No, it sets your movement.
No,
to
like-
0.
Yeah, like walking
becomes
speed is 0.
Okay. Then he just grimaces. Then I shall stay here with you. But this one flies. Lady Vanta. This is your turn. Make a roll. Muted.
The first is a natural. No, it's a 7. It's a 7. It looked like a natural one. The next.
You don't have advantage.
I don't have advantage?
No, you do not. You have
12.
inspiration from chat.
Then I'm using it.
Okay. Thank you, chat.
Yeah, 20! I needed it so badly.
Okay.
It would have been 12.
What was the next
Oh
step?
my god.
You're successful.
Okay, Vanta will.
It's gonna be right down to the wire.
Vanta is completely removed from reality right now. You can see there's just darkness. Her eyes are completely black, and she just says, and she kind of, well, she lifts up like her hand, and I think she'll bring one of her. Well, she probably has a sword. Let me see. Okay, I think she'll use one of the spikes on the holy symbol of the raven kind, and she just brings it up and she just says, "To you I present this vessel, chosen as an object worthy of Strahd's station and worthy of his grandeur. Consecrate this so that it may become holy ground." And I'll lift the puppet, and I'm going to carve Strahd's name into the back of it.
Okay. Fabulous. Okay. And Xenicus. Roll me a d20
Is it before or after my turn starts?
before.
Okay.
It's not for you. It's for Iamaris.
Uh,
That was a 2.
2. Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes. That's a total of 3. Strahd could get.
Not well.
Strahd could get a natural 1.
natural 1.
Sorry, he does not. He gets a 15. And
No.
you see this whole thing almost just go into slow motion as Strahd leans back, grabs Iamaris' clothing by the shoulders, and with his inhuman strength spins. The window shatters. Stained glass falls to the floor, and Iamaris sails out through the frame towards the exterior. Xenicus, it's your turn.
I will disappear in a poof of golden leaves and appear on the window ledge holding it and put a hand out and grab him.
Give me a sleight of hand or a dexterity saving throw. What do we think? Chat, first come, first serve.
I don't know.
Don't you fucking dare. That's why I put it over to them. Sleight of hand or a dexterity saving throw. Someone just give it a shout in chat. What's it gonna be? Somebody call it.
Oh, no,
Just
suspense.
wanna- I was gonna make a decision, but I just wanted to get you guys in here too. Dex save from Alan.
Yes. Yes.
And Yellow.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Smarty, how you doing? Mortal peril brought Smarty out from the shadows.
I can do it before I know the results,
can't
can't I?
I missed you before. Sorry, it's fine.
I can choose to use the inspiration before I know the results, correct?
Yes, you may.
Good, because I know the results because that was a 2. That's a lot better. Dex saving throw, that is a 19.
You teleport across to the windowsill and catch hold of Iamaris. And he is dangling. He's like, ah, you're faster than you were. And you can just see the pillar rock just disappearing below you. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet. You can see the
shit.
Jesus.
tiny winking lights of the village of Borovia far, far below.
Thank fuck for face step.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, is that an action?
Face step, it's a bonus action.
Okay, but I'm gonna say it's your action to grab him.
Yeah, that's what I presumed was happening,
Yeah.
yes.
Craig, what do you do? Oh, actually, after Xenicus' turn,
Ah, no.
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 Strahd,
This is too mean.
but why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't you?
Remember, this is
Xenicus,
disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws.
Good disadvantage against me.
he does have disadvantage. Xenicus, make a. Thanks, Aiden. I'll save that because he has a lot of disadvantages already from Esmeralda. But thank you. And inspiration to Vanta. Thank you, Chaotic.
Whee!
Always good to see you. Okay, so Xenicus, I need you to make. I don't think dexterity is an option here. Acrobatics is not a thing here. It's athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah, because like I mean you're just balanced. There's nowhere to dodge out of the way, really.
Yeah.
So make me an athletics check, and he will also roll an athletics check with disadvantage.
Oh.
How'd you go?
How'd you go?
I haven't rolled it.
I mean, a bit late, Alicia, but yeah, I got a 21. 19
Nice.
on dice.
That's pretty good.
Okay, I mean, if he beats that with disadvantage, it was meant to be. He lunges towards you, and your werewolf arms, the muscles rippling, try to keep purchase on the window frame and Iamaris as he lunges towards you and to shove you into the void, and gets a 10. The other was a 23.
Oh, thank God. You guys
Oh,
are gonna make it. You're
thank
right.
God.
Okay,
Well, that-
you manage
we're
to
the
hold
whole
on
legit something.
as he snarls in frustration as you do not plummet to your doom. And then, behind him, the werewolf is going to take the opportunity here. Inspiration for Krieg as well. Chaotic. Wow, you've been saving up those dream pies.
Yee. Thank you.
Alright.
Thank you very much. We did.
And you...
I have inspiration. Oh, you've got it already.
Yeah, it's already there. Okay. And the werewolf is going to attack. Let's see here. Bite. Hits. Claws.
Yay!
Miss. So that is 2
Yes.
piercing.
I mean, he's there.
He is there. Okay. So, at the end of the werewolf's turn, fool me once.
I mean, what? This turn, that's
twice.
his what? Third legendary action? This
I've heard
I'm
there are flying werewolves in the west. Why don't you join them? And he's going to use his last legendary action to try one more time.
Making an attack.
No!
You have inspiration.
Then I will be using it. Is it what is it? The athletics check again?
Same as before, yeah.
Okay. I'm using the inspiration. Well, actually, no. I can roll.
Well,
one.
let's see what it is first, yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough one because it's good, but is it good enough?
Well,
I'm going to use the
He has
inspiration.
disadvantage.
okay.
Here's a disadvantage, but I'm going to use it anyway. And I rolled the exact same thing again.
Oh, what's the roll?
It was meant to be then.
It was 15 plus 2.
17. Strahd, with disadvantage,
Come on!
lunges towards you. Ayamaris dangling precariously from your outstretched arm, your muscles starting to scream in protest at the exertion of maintaining your grip, whilst this vampire, the Dark Lord of Borovia, tries to thrust you into the void. 8.
Oh my god, yes! Yes! Oh my god.
Your claws scrape across the window frame, but manage to keep hold.
I mean, with all the deep breathing and panic that I'm doing, I think I am an airwolf.
Alicia gives you inspiration again, Xenicus.
Thank you.
Esmeralda.
Yes. I need to check my notes for something later on, but anyways, for now, so you can see when she pulled up the Trocator card last time that these strange kind of arcane, Vistani sort of cursive symbols settled, I guess, on the Strahd skin. But you can see this time around, before it's only been her enemies that's had it, but this time around you see that this is settled on as well. So she is now also cursed. But she's going to do what she can with what the cards have given her, and she's going to fire off a lightning bolt at point blank range at Strahd at 4th level.
Noted.
So let's see. It's going to be Dex 16. Saving throw. At disadvantage.
No, sorry. Saving throw. That is an 11.
Noise.
Okay. Then he takes 33 lightning damage. Or half, I suppose, if he's resistant.
And you reach out, and he looks over his shoulder from where he's been trying to push Xenicus and Diamaris and defenestrate them like the best of them. And his face whips around to you with unnatural speed, and he ducks out of the way gracefully as your lightning bolt
Rude.
smashes through the other window, and he uses one of his
That's so
legendary
rude.
resistances to pass the
Oh, well.
the
That was
failed
the
roll.
rude.
What
That's
a
cool, though.
bastard!
I will also get up again.
Yes, I preemptively did that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Also, I'm in the black at the moment. I can't see anything.
Sorry?
Yeah, me too. I can't see anything on roll 20.
This...
And I think we
Ah,
skipped my
that-
turn.
I know why. That's my fault.
Oh, there we go. Because you're.
I
you're
moved myself out the window, but I'm the one giving
It
light.
was you!
Oh,
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yes. So.
Yes, sorry,
I'll
Craig, we did.
back off, please.
that's okay.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm just gonna continue with the volley. So, first shot. 21.
It's
So the first shot is 17 damage.
okay.
Another 21 to hit.
Okay.
$18 damage.
Nice. Congratulations, everyone. We are below 100.
Ah,
Sure.
it's refreshing to
Guys,
hear.
quick power word kill. Let's go.
Okay. Anything else? You good?
It's time.
That's me.
Okay. Rictavio is going to make an athletics check to climb up your arm.
Please do, so I don't have to use my action.
A 15 with his -1. He does manage to clamber up past you onto the sill, and both of you are perched there. Okay, but Strahd is blocking the way back in, unfortunately. And it's Strahd's turn.
If he wants to use that misty thing to get out this time, I'm okay with it this time.
he is going to smile at both of you, like Imaris and Xenicus, and say, I wonder if you can do that trick twice. And he is going to spin around to the source of that crackling lightning and try and shove Esmeralda instead.
Oh my god.
To confirm, he's now holding
This
the window ledge.
dude!
I'm no longer holding Amaris, correct?
Yes. But he doesn't have to move to do that, unfortunately.
No,
That was
it's
very
more
much
of a
applied in the
I have
situation.
an arm out to potentially catch someone. Was what I was checking.
But, I mean, she's in the other window. It's not the same window. So yeah, he leaps up like bat-like onto the, crouching up, like hunched and all emo on the back of the chair, and then just lunges flying towards you, his wings and cape spreading out, fangs bared. Esmeralda, he makes an attack against you with disadvantage. 14.
Misses! What-da-da-da!
You just like nimbly step out of the way, just crashes into the wall.
Did he go out the window and die?
He does not.
Damn.
But he has,
Gets tenor in the
he
background.
has a second attack. He's going to attempt to grab you again.
Okay.
No.
Oh, yeah, you've still got
18.
Misses.
Oh, God's sake. Again, you nimbly duck out of the way as he hisses and snarls and lunges towards you. Okay, Lady Vanta, make
Okay.
me a religion check, please.
Okay. No advantage?
Do you have it? From the,
You have it on chat, but yes.
Do you have,
See how the
you
roll
do have
goes.
inspiration.
You have inspiration.
I will use my inspiration. That was not good. Okay, yes.
What is it?
I swear to God, it's 15 plus 5.
Ooh.
I swear to God, it's this dice. It's so
Hey, what
good. Okay, Vanta says, kind of like half turns to Strahd and like points her finger at him and says, Ravens, raise him from his perch and escort him to his mortal prison, to our queen, to your mother. And the ravens swarm from their shadows around Strahd's back. And they're like, it's just like a curtain of darkness around him, arranging themselves like wings and tugging him towards the coffin.
Notice. Thank you. Okay, and there is one more piece of this ritual to complete as we go into this round. Xenicus, what do you do? Actually, at the end of the turn, sorry, he is going to. Let's see. Okay, he's going to attempt. Let me roll for it. Okay, he's going to attempt to push Victavio from where he is there. As he goes to attack. And
What does he get?
natural 20. And
Oh.
a dirty 20. So, he hits, and I'm going to make that contested roll. Xenicus, do you want to roll it?
Oh yeah. I was gonna say yeah. I was gonna say I'm there as well to potentially catch because. But yeah, I'll roll for Hail Maris, I guess. Oh, roll me now. Roll it out.
Yes, please. Yeah.
4.
14. I got, with disadvantage, I got dirty 20. With the athletics check. So he lunges forward with that hand, rakes across Victavio, and at the same time pushes him backwards forcefully. And you see Victavio start to go through the window. Xenicus, it's on your turn.
I guess I'm catching him again.
You can try.
This is the deck save again.
Dex save.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. You, again, lunge forward like, no! Just grab hold of it, hanging over your tail, wagging as you happily grab him.
I like at that one because
That's
he
the
goes
best
right
boy.
out. Probably like grabbed him up. It probably ends up slamming Rick Tabor against the wall.
And he is hanging there. And Krieg, it's your turn.
Okay, 2 more shots.
Go.
23.
Hits. You know that hits.
So the first one is 20 damage.
Okay. Next one.
And 23 to hit again.
Oh, dice is broken.
And hold on, I'm gonna re-roll that with Piercer. Another 10 damage.
Noted. Okay, Thud's magical arrows pierce into Strahd's side. He's distracted by everything going on here at the window. And
If he's just gonna let me keep unloading on him, I'm just gonna go.
yeah. Okay, the Burgomaster. Come on, Burgomaster. Let's see here. Chomp. Hits. Close. Close. Okay, miss. Okay, 1 piercing. As he lightly bites. Just a little light bite on the one there. Okay, and at the end of the werewolf's turn, it is Strahd's turn again, and he let's see, what did he do? Okay, seeing that Xenicus is, hey, Rafaquintanero. What's the name? Thanks for the follow. Okay, and you see him lunge. Let's see here. Okay, Esmeralda, with advantage because the Burgomaster's trying to help. Make an athletics check.
Athletics?
Yes.
Okay. Was advantage? It's a 10.
Okay. The Strahd lunges forward again, but is unable. You're unable to hold him back as he goes for Xenicus. His front half hanging out the window, holding onto Iamaris. Strahd goes lunging forward, grabs his legs, and tries to lift them up and just caber toss
So funny.
Xenicus out of the window.
It's such a funny image. Strahd Banzarovich, this
he's
supreme bad guy, just trying to throw Senecas out a window to prove his point.
Finish
Yeah,
it, one
boy.
of you bastards.
He is caber tossing me at disadvantage.
He is. So, make
A phrase I never thought I'd say.
Make me an athletics check. Did you skip leg day?
You have inspiration, Zeneca.
You have inspiration.
I do?
Might be useful.
Let's see. I'm gonna use it. I don't
Okay.
trust that number. Okay, that's a lot better. That's 18.
18. Okay. Strahd with disadvantage gets.
No!
Give me a bit, but
No!
They can see
But-
cats, my friends.
but
That is a 21 and a 19.
can I use my reaction to cast Blood of the Eyeless?
Is it a reaction?
Yes.
Okay. What does it do?
I get to roll a d6 and reduce the roll by a d6.
Oh my
lightning him
god,
with my
that's yes!
The blood
Oh
hunter
god.
Oh
ability.
my god, you
So-
are holding on to that. Oh wow.
You
So,
You're
I need to
never
get a
falling out
3.
this window.
I need to get a 3.
didn't you get 18?
Yes, didn't he? What did he get?
He's at disadvantage, right? So he's got
19,
So,
yeah.
I get a 9.
doesn't
Oh,
matter.
so I just need a 1. Oh,
Yeah.
yes!
You
I got
invoke.
a 2. So thank God for that disadvantage because it wouldn't have
You
worked
invoke
otherwise.
the Blood Hunter's rights, and his eyes go misty red as he probably does himself from time to time, but not of his own volition. And he winces and shakes his head in confusion, the sunlight still washing over him from the sword that you managed to hold onto in your other hand. And Ayamaris looks up at you, Zenicus, makes eye contact and says, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, I'm so stressed.
As am
God.
I.
It took you months to remember that one.
I've been waiting for a roll that was close enough to the
Yeah.
thing, because you've always rolled ridiculously well
Yeah.
or failed.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, so that was the end of your turn. Was that the end of your turn, Esmeralda? No, it was the end of Krieg.
No, I haven't
yeah, it
done
was.
it yet.
Yeah, it was the end. No, it was the end of your turn.
No,
Esmeralda doesn't win this time.
I haven't gone yet.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. That was the end of Krieg's turn. Sorry.
No worries. I am going to move away from the window.
Yes.
Good first
Just
step.
help Zenicus out a little bit. And then, can I try casting Lightning Bolt again?
Yes.
I will. In that case, it's a Dex 16 saving throw, and it's 3rd level.
But actually, before you do that, you may want to think about where you are, because Zenicus, you wouldn't be there holding on to Ayamaris. You would be
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but-
directly.
In that case, well, where would I? Would I
it
be
would
like
go,
here
it would go
then? to
right
go
up Zenicus's
diagonally?
butt.
So if I went over here, would that make more sense? Sorry, I just went by what's on the
yeah,
map.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yes, ideally we aren't going to hit our friends.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll the damage.
I did.
What's that?
37.
Okay, reduced because I'm going to use another legendary resistance. Well, actually, no.
Okay.
I might just pass it anyway.
Yeah.
Rude.
Let's give it a go.
How dare you just assume?
Well, I was assuming that was going to fail. He did fail, so I used a legendary resistance. And so
Okay.
that is down to 17. No,
18.
18.
Is it rounded up or down?
18 down.
Yeah. 18.
Okay.
18 like damage. I'm palpitizing my way through this. Ah!
I can see numbers that you can't. Woo. Okay.
Yeah, we've got some inspirations.
Oh, thank you. Here we got.
Vanta and Zenicus.
Thank you, Alicia. Lord Keeper extraordinaire.
Well, it's Hervanta and Pupper. So I'm hoping that that's me,
Okay,
not
so
Keith.
for the Burgomaster.
Clearly, Burgomaster.
Haha.
Noted. Thank you. Octavio. With his -1 strength. An 8,
Mars.
an 8 does not manage to pull himself up. He's still hanging from you, I'm afraid, Zenicus.
Come on, bruh.
Actually, Zenicus,
Get together.
make me an athletics check, please.
Nine.
9.
Are you refusing, or is that a number?
9!
Zenicus. As you show Ayamaris that you have mastered the Blood Hunter's rights and have become a fully fledged Blood Hunter in your own rights. He says, I'm so proud of you. I was here to help you and save you. But now, I'm only holding you back. And he plants his feet against the side of the castle, wrenches his hand free as he beats your athletics check. And he frees you to take your turn. And he, slow motion, falls back into the mists.
What an idiot. He's such an. I bet he's gonna. The Eagles! Where are you, Eagles?
I've spent 2 turns stopping you from doing this, man!
That's the takeaway. Okay. Right. Strahd.
Spencer's turn doing nothing.
No. It's not true. Strahd, in a last-ditched effort, is going to see Lady Vanta over there, all on her own.
Oh!
And
Okay.
say, at least I shall stop that one desecrating my mother's tomb. And Lady Vanta, once more, you're engulfed in rage. Actually, no. You feel the moisture and vitality start to be drained from you. What little there was. I need a saving throw against blight. A Constitution saving throw.
Con save. Is this his legendary action or is this his turn?
It's his
Just
turn.
so I know. Okay. It's 14, but I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
No, I should save it. I know it's not gonna. I have Death Ward.
You do? Death Ward was cast upon you.
Jesus Christ. Has he used? Guys, help me. How many legendary actions has he used this turn?
It's his
So then
turn,
we
so
can
he's
go.
got
Yeah,
all
he
back.
just got them all back. Yeah.
It's his turn.
Jesus Christ!
Come on, let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna use it.
Inspiration.
Okay, 18.
It's not enough.
No!
How many HP do you have?
17.
70?
17.
17.
Only 17?
What? How?
What?
How?
From
Yeah.
before. Yeah, from before. The fireball before.
Yeah.
My max HP is 51. And I got hit for 34. And then. Yeah, 17.
36
So I now have.
damage.
I believe I now have 1.
You do have one, which lets you know that Amaris has not hit the ground yet. So the death ward is
Ah!
still active.
I was curious about that.
I thought about it for a moment. You are at 1 HP.
I'm at 1 HP.
Make a concentration check. So it's Constitution saving throw.
But I haven't gone unconscious yet.
No, but you
Is
have
it
taken
still-
damage.
Yep. You have taken damage.
This dice disappeared. Wait. So concentration check is my roll plus.
It's a
My-
Constitution save.
So.
That's
Oh,
Constitution saving
it's a
throw.
con save.
15.
Okay. You are distracted by the effects of the
No!
blights, and you do not complete this final part of the ritual this time. And Xenicus, it's your turn. He is going to lunge round towards you. At last, you're free to live your own life, as short as it may be. And he goes to attack you, Xenicus.
Jesus Christ.
14.
It's miss.
Yep, so you dodge out of the way. And your turn.
So, am I able to, like, get up properly from where I was, like, with my movement, or is that
Yeah,
an
you're,
action?
you're okay. You can just
Okay.
lose
Movement.
like 5 feet of your movement to stand up properly.
Okay. Then I'm going to position myself between Vanta and him.
Yep. Spin around him.
And, yep. And as I do that, I double-handed cut across his stomach.
Go for it.
That is an 18.
It's
That is 20 radiant and 2 fire damage on the first hit. second hit is 25 to hit.
Michael.
No.
Doesn't matter. He had 16 hit points remaining.
No way!
Do you strike down with Sergei, his brother's sun sword? How do you strike down the Dark Lord of Borovia?
So, from the position like a few seconds back was when Amos like leapt off him like with that hand, and one hand was still like kind of clutching the sword, and like he just like not even seen that, he full on just like instead of just running kind of sweeping past Strahd, he just leaps onto him like face first and plants the sword right through the chest and kind of like full force and kind of lands on him, digging the sword through his chest and then like pulling him to the ground with it.
Okay. And as you leap forward and plunge the sun sword through his chest, pinning him to the floor, he sighs. Very well. We shall have to do this another day. And his body starts to dissipate into mist as he is taken to 0 HP. And then, with a
You hear it in a big wolf voice.
thrum of joy and elation, the sword hilt in your hand intensifies as the sunlight is spinning around this room. And if you remember a certain fight against Janda Sunstar a while ago, being in direct sunlight causes certain problems for them retreating into their mist form on death. And the sunlight bathes his form, and you can see it writhing and twisting, the bones almost shifting under the skin, becoming more feral, the teeth growing longer, more bat-like. Down, the snout starts to elongate, trying to go wolf form, trying to get all of the different shapes to get away from this mortal blow. But he is trapped by the sunlight of Sergei's sword. And Vanta, as you claw yourself to one knee in front of the mother's tomb, you are unaccosted, you are unimpeded, you are able to finish this ritual.
So Vanta, well, I think what happens is the ravens that Vanta summoned kind of like ferry like his soul from the body, like almost like it's like kind of pouring out of his mouth, like he's got just like a murder of ravens just like beaming like along with this like these beams of sunlight just kind of like bursting from him, and they all just like crash into the coffin, into it's like a writhing sea of like just like inky black. And Vanta will place the puppet in, and she'll wait for a moment before doing saying the final words. And she looks to her friends and then she says, "I refuse the immortality of elves. I denounce the Undying Court and all undead in your name. Bind this soul, and in return for this gift, if you so wish, you may take my own vitality, should you want to take a sacrifice." And Vanta will jump in the coffin and close it shut.
With a solid thump, strongest in the party, the stone lid of the coffin slides into place. And Xenicus, you can see Strahd's being pulled towards the coffin, towards where Vanta is, and you see it is still trapped by the sunlight. Do you extinguish the sword?
If this is stopping Vanta's ritual, then yes.
Looks like it is.
Then yes.
Okay. And as you extinguish, the sunlight disappears from the room. Esmeralda, Krieg, you are plunged into darkness.
I don't know what's happening.
There's a nightlight open now.
There is a
Pull out
tiny
the window smash.
Yeah, there is a tiny amount of light coming through the window. It's okay, you can actually see. So this is very gloomy, kind of mysterious interior of this tomb as the sunlight disappears and drains. And Strahd triumphantly smiles and leers at you, Xennicus, not realizing what's happening, and changes into his mist form and starts to go towards wherever it is that his coffin lies. But as the mist starts to flow across the floor, it is drawn back, siphoned through the infinitesimally small gaps in the lid of that coffin, and it's drawn into the coffin. Vanta, you feel the spirit of Strahd von Zarovich being drawn into the coffin with you, drawn into the puppet which has been prepared for just this purpose, as the rite is completed and Strahd von Zarovich's soul is sealed forever in the puppets of himself. And as the rest of you look around, you can hear a pitched battle going on up at the gates, as it sounds like Madame Eva and the others that you left behind are being hard-pressed by Strahd's minions, trying to get in and save their lord. What do you do?
Open the coffin.
Xennicus
We need to see
Xennicus
if she's okay.
sword, and he's just gonna barrel himself into all the minions to try and just hold them back as long as he can. Full
Okay.
claws outraged.
So Xennicus, you're just belting towards the surface?
He's just gonna cover himself in them and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you go. I mean, this is way up at the gates, up at the castle gates. So you go. Yeah, you go charging through. The castle seems strangely empty, as Strahd has been removed as its master, and you go charging up towards the battle that's taking place there. Krieg, Esmeralda, the two of you.
I think at this point I'd be going with Xennicus.
Okay,
Probably.
Krieg, you and the burgomaster. Oh, you too, Krieg?
Yeah, well, I think, no, I'm gonna try to get Vanta.
So
Yeah.
you and the burgomaster throw back the coffin's lid once more, and you see the deathly white form of Vanta lying still, with the Strahd doll clutched at her chest.
Okay, Vanta. I appreciate the theatrics, but we gotta go.
Vanta opens one eye.
I just want it just in case, you know. Okay, right. That just is fine. I
God
wasn't
damn you,
sure
Emma.
what it might take.
In fairness, Emma left it up to me if she was dead or not.
I did, yeah. There was a moment where I wasn't sure. Vanta looks at the puppet and just says, "Lucky for you, you get to live with me and your parents forever."
There's a comedy zoom in on the
Enjoy
face
it.
of the puppet. She's like, "Ooh."
I'm gonna reattach my box and I will follow.
So, Krieg, do you and the burgomaster rush to
Krieg.
help the others?
Yes.
Okay, so you dash through the crypts, back up the stairs, through the Chapel of the Morning Lord, through the entranceway, out across the drawbridge where you see the Vistani battling with Madame Eva and others that you haven't seen before. Shorter than the Vistani. A good deal hairier. As players will recognize them, you see a large group of Mapak have joined those at the gates.
Hey, my pack.
That's what Asara turned into.
That's what chased after Asara.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes, the eyes that are watching you from the forest. As you see these creatures dressed in strange forest colours, mismatched clothes, armour made of bark and the like, fighting tooth and claw, literally, with the Vistani against the various minions of Strahd that are attacking here. And if I could ask one of those Mapak to join us. Right
Who
now,
is it?
if you'd be so kind, my friends. I believe they're watching. I hope they're still watching.
What?
As the leader of this Mapak band, snarling, tearing
Oh
at
my
zombies and direwolves alike, with his other bands, reaches out and fires off some kind of druidic magic. As you see the adventures that you've been told so much about, what do you shout out as they run across the drawbridge?
Nay, nay, adventurers. Congratulations. Seems as though you've become victorious of your endeavor towards Strahd.
Wow.
I'm having a great time.
Oh my god.
And you join forces with these new friends. And the Vistani are like to drive back the minions of Strahd from the gates of Castle Ravenloft. And you realize, Greg, after this revelation of these Mapak, Vanta is not with you. Vanta, you clambered out of the coffin. You saw Krieg and the Burgomaster go charging off to join the fight. And you rushed after them, only to be rebuffed by that blue curtain of energy. You cannot pass through.
Pull out the locket.
Nothing happens. It does not part as it did before. And you turn. And as you turn, sitting in that stone throne where Strahd appeared, is another figure. In a long, flowing black robe. A mantle up over their heads. No colour at all except for the white porcelain mask. As an avatar of the Raven Queen sits upon the throne in the tomb.
I throw myself at her feet.
She slowly reaches down and raises you up by the chin. Lady Vanta, you have done as we asked. You have done all that I set you to do. All that Queen Ravnovia watched over you to be able to complete, to bring their family back together, to imprison Strahd's soul. But I'm afraid we are here together, and here we shall stay together, as the dark powers that created this place will not allow Strahd's soul to escape, nor
Oh,
its jailer.
I suppose I went from one rundown castle to another. That seems fitting. If this is to be forever for me, then so be it. I take up this watch.
I am here now. You shall not be forgotten.
There's someone in the with the Vistani. Her name is Sophia. I believe she will carry on what I started.
She will carry out your word as you hold vigil here. And the figure starts to vanish, and that last remaining white porcelain mask is the last thing you see.
Look after them. Let them come back, maybe once if they die.
The fates
I
do
believe they are like me.
what they will. And our view pulls out of the shattered window, out as Lady Vanta Blackspire stands looking across the mist-enshrouded forests and highlands and villages of Borovia, a land still trapped in the clutches of the dark powers in Ravenloft. But Esmeralda, Krieg, Xenicus, Asara, and a new Mapak druid friend will return in a number of weeks as we start a new campaign next month. A new campaign in order to free the spirits of the ladies of the Fanes, to return the ancient goddesses of these Mapaks, the forest folk that worshipped them before Strahd became the land. For at the moment he is still the land, despite being trapped away. They will strive to reconsecrate the circles and fetch the spirits from wherever they lie, as you meet this Mistwalker Mapak, and he will guide you to where the spirits are held captive and away from their bodies in other domains of dread throughout Ravenloft.
Cool.
And we will return with a brand new, entirely homebrewed campaign as we continue to explore Borovia and beyond the mists. Do not miss it as we come back next time. And Vanta will be here in some capacity. Custodian of the castle of Ravenloft.
Castle ghost.
Castle
Hi, you
ghost.
guys.
A massive thank you for a wonderful
Thank you.
15 months. June last year is when we started this journey. And I noticed by pure chance I started the journey in this shirt. You can go back.
And I said it this one.
Hey! You can go back and watch the VOD on YouTube. You can see how crap it is. It was our first ever live
Oh,
stream.
terrible.
We're just chatting at the start, like as if nothing's happening. And yes, we are wearing these original shirts from that first ever Phoenix Ueki stream. A massive thank you for all of you. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the support. They made it because of you. And absolute wonderful thing. This is only the second ever campaign I finished on stream. Only my third ever in total. And what a way! What a nail-biting finish. Thank you for sticking around till very late, everybody. Especially Michael. Thank you. And we'll feel that tomorrow. And with a furthest east in the time zones. But yes, let us wrap things up there. Stay tuned for a little teaser of another campaign starting next month. Double whammy, 2 new campaigns. Do enjoy all of the exciting things that are coming, and we will see you in Icewind Dale next Tuesday. Thank you, Soundscape. But you're going to start the next song. Anyway, until then, we will see you in Icewind Dale. We will see you in the Underdark, and we will see you one day back in Borovia. Thank you so much for all of your support. We love you all. But until next time, as we like to say around these parts. And Mason, thank you for jumping in for such a short little cameo, but it was worth every moment.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's hilarious.
So good. And
So great.
as we like to say around these parts, Oyasumi Nasai.
It's me.
It's me.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.